everyone. Welcome back to Star Trek Club. Tis I, Captain Logan. Right next to me, as always, is Brandon Grimm.
Hello, everyone.
There's our good friend Adam Meredith. And joining us this evening for the first time on Star Trek Club is my good buddy DanzNewz. Hello, Dan.
Hello, Dan.
How are you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. Dan, I want you to set the record straight. You know some things about Star Trek. Everybody is like, why is Dan there? He's only a Batman guy. But Dan likes Star Trek.
Oh, yeah. I love Star Trek just as much as I love Batman. I mean, I grew up with... my dad was a child when the original series was coming out, so he was a fan since when it was on TV originally airing. And he was, going to conventions and all that stuff. So my family was super into it, so I grew up with it as well. The original series, Next Gen, Voyager. I think Voyager was the first series I ever watched from beginning to end from when it aired. But Next Gen I eventually got on too. And Deep Space Nine eventually, when my brother was like, you need to watch that. I still have not watched all of Enterprise. I've seen all the movies. And yeah, that's my Trekkiness. I don't watch much of the new stuff. Picard, I had to argue with my sister the other day about Picard. She loved it. I was not a big fan. But yeah, and voices were raised. Luckily there were no bat lefts around, so it didn't get bloody or anything.
Good on you, Dan.
The fact of Star Trek, all right.
No. I mean, saying you don't watch the new stuff doesn't means you like Star Trek. No, I'm kidding. I understand there's folks that like that stuff. I don't understand that. I'm not one of those either. Anyway, so tonight we're gonna have basically a normal meeting, except we have allowed Dan to choose our first episode for the evening, so that at least one of them is something that he's familiar with. Although I think Dan has now revealed that he's seen more Star Trek than Brandon has.
Well, shoot, I guess, Dan, you're the new co-host. I will just pack my things and go.
More room for me.
I was trying to look like him.
Look like who?
You.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
trying to look
no,
like
I see this.
I need to catch up on the beard, though.
Yeah, you also need a few grays.
Yeah, I only have a couple.
And then he'll have shades of grays.
Oh, God, I got shades of gray. Don't even.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and start with a little bit of standard replicator. Yes. Dan, we always open with some sort of 20 questions, although we don't keep track of numbers. It's not really 20 questions. So standard replicator is it bigger than a standard replicator? Just ask a yes or no question. We give the audience, and then you can always have a guess as well on your turn. So you can have a question or a guess, and a guess, and we'll give the audience a collective response as well. So when we get to you guys, feel free to throw in yes or no questions based on the stuff that you've heard, and the audience will collectively be a player. So I am thinking of something that has to do with Star Trek. It's in my Captain Little brain right now. What's up?
I was just gonna say. You said we don't keep track of numbers, except to say I'm gonna make a distinction, just that the answer could be a number. So I mean.
No, it could be anything. I just meant we don't count how many.
No,
questions
I know,
asked,
but like it just in my brain, it was weird.
Okay, Adam, do you want to start, buddy?
That was for my benefit.
Sure, I'll start with the one I always start with. Is it alive? That narrows down.
It is indeed alive. Dan, would you like to ask a question?
Is it bipedal?
It is indeed.
Bipedal.
It is bipedal.
Is it? Is it a
Dan, I want to challenge you to try to pronounce everything this evening like Picard would say it.
Is it comparable in size to Worf?
Comparable in size? It is not the same size as Worf.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do one more round for you guys. And no, I'll go to Cinematographic. Is it an android? It is not an android. And we go back to Adam.
Does this appear in more than, or does this person appear in more than one series?
No.
We did ask if it was an individual.
No. That's. I think we've gotten to that place. I think it's kind of been implied at this point. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I'll ask if it's an individual.
It's not your turn. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, it's Dan's turn. Sorry, forgot.
Is it an enemy of the Federation?
No.
So, is it an individual?
It is an individual. But like I said, that was already implied, so I pretty much just gave you that already. So you wasted your turn. That's fine. Adam, go ahead.
Does this person appear in Deep Space Nine?
No. Dan.
Did Braden get his?
No, you're after Adam.
Okay.
Because of where you're sitting, where I'm sitting. Where I'm sitting, it's Adam, and then Dan.
Is it in the Next Generation?
It is in the Next Generation. Do you have a guess already, Dan? Or would you like more? Would you like more clues?
The scientist who put data, he put himself in.
No,
data.
it is not Ira Graves. Brandon.
Data's grandfather.
To love oneself is to know thyself.
That's a great line when he starts going off like that, and they're like, "That's not Data."
Was to know him.
To know him
Was to love him.
was to love him, was to know him.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Did somebody asked if it was in more than one episode?
Nope.
Is it in more than one episode? Is this person more than one? Okay.
Yes, indeed. Cinematographic, is it an Elorian? No. Edward Bador, is it a guest character? Not technically, no.
Ooh, that's a good
Then,
question.
then we go back to Adam.
Is this person a woman?
Yes, this person is a woman. The women!
The women.
Do you have a guess?
Is it not?
Is it Ro Laren?
It is not Ro Laren, but that's a great guess. Dan.
All right.
I feel like we had Ro Laren when it's a replicator.
I think maybe we did, yeah. We might have done this one too, I'm not sure, honestly.
So, it's a woman who's been on the show enough to not be considered a guest character.
Yeah.
Recurring.
Yeah.
Only cats.
Is it Tasha Yar?
It is not Tasha Yar. Somebody else also just asked that. Busted Sim. Nope, it's not Tasha Yar. Brandon, you have one shot because somebody in the comments just got it.
Oh, they did? Shoot. So I was going to ask, is there more than one of this species in the show?
Yeah.
Is it Pulaski?
It is Pulaski.
Yeah, Diana
well done,
Lavar.
sir. You got it.
Nope.
Come on, I was going for a 5. Why don't you learn how that works? Anyway, and then Cinematographic also said Pulaski. So you guys both got it. Cinematographic got it first.
Nice.
But yeah, well done. Good
I
job.
think between Roe, Pulaski, and Yar, those are like the 3 only other characters that could be kind of described as
Nurse
female
Ogawa.
characters, but-
Ogawa would be recurring before guest. Yeah, could have been Keiko O'Brien, but she's in more than one. She's in more than one show though. Also, you would have had to have technically counted Ogawa as being in more than one show because we count the movies as a series in this game. So, technical loophole that would have been a multiple series character. Okay, let's do one more, shall we? I'm gonna think of something else that's very different, that is harder. Let me give you that. It is a little harder. And we're going to start this time with Brandon Grimm because Brandon got it right. Brandon can't slap a 5 for nothing, but he got the correct answer. Go ahead, Brandon.
Well, I was off. My depth perception was off because I'm at an angle to you.
And to be fair to you, you were trying to slap 5 with somebody that has no depth perception. So
oh
there was
God,
also
we're
that.
only complicated things. Okay.
Yeah. That's
So,
really complicated. Okay, let's do one more. Go ahead.
Is it green?
No, I'm pretty sure this is not green.
Okay.
Adam.
That's an interesting question, Brandon.
We had it before,
A
long time ago.
Is this alive?
This is not alive, no.
Alive.
Is it a tool?
It is not a tool.
Hey, somebody alive could be a tool too.
Yeah, Riker.
Hello, Dance Cat.
Well, since I know exactly what this is it technology?
It is not technology. And don't ask if it's an item either.
Right, a thing.
Okay, I'm not seeing anything from. Is it a psychotic admiral? No, it's not alive. We already
Are they
passed.
really alive,
we already
though?
passed by that. So let's hear from Adam.
Is it in more than one series?
I want to say no, but there could be an appearance that I'm not thinking of. There's one primary series you'd know it from. Dan.
Is it from Voyager?
It is not from Voyager.
Is it from DS9?
Yes. It is a DS9 thing.
Ooh, DS9.
No, Louis Cox is not Megazord, because that's not a Star Trek thing.
Don't you know the Star Trek Megazord?
I mean, this is a Star Trek Megazord. I actually am wearing it. More like a Transformer, but yeah. Anyway, let's see. It's not a planet. No cinematographic, it's not a planet. Adam.
It's Deep Space Nine. Let's see. And we said it's not technology?
No, it's not technology.
Okay. Is this a religious artifact?
No, that's a great question.
I was thinking
Dan.
along those lines.
Did you already? It's not a planet, right?
It's not a planet.
Okay. Mr. Roboto, I don't think it's the crystalline entity because that's alive. Right?
That's next gen.
And it's next gen.
Yeah,
In fact, that fits none of the criteria.
Category.
It was a planet until that crazy lady blew it up.
That's our planet. Oh, Fisher, is it Deep Space Nine itself?
It is not. That would be technology.
As we covered when I didn't know what technology was with
You can
Empok Nor.
you can ask a different question if you want to, though, Dan.
Okay. Is it Odo?
See, I'm not,
No, it's not O's bucket.
I'm not the only one.
Go ahead. No, he just didn't hear the technology question. Go ahead, Brandon.
I heard that.
He just forgot. I don't think it's because Dan doesn't know what technology is, like some people.
Brandon,
Hey,
you know what
let me have my win here.
No. No.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Is it?
Okay, everybody, it's not technology and it's not alive. I'm getting a lot of questions that have missed that point. Go ahead, Brandon.
Is it? Is it an area?
Nope. It is not an area or a place or a room or something. Dave Atkins, it is not Michael Burnham having a personality because that's impossible. And also, we don't do any New Trek stuff on here at the moment. Is it the Bajoran orbs? No.
That would be a religious artifact.
Let's go back to, well, people come in and out. He might have missed that.
That's true.
Let's go back to Adam.
Is this did we ask if it's a unique object?
We did not ask that.
Is this a unique object?
It is not. No.
Wah wah.
Getting a negative response doesn't make it a like a negative thing or a bad
I know,
thing.
but
though,
I just
Brandon.
thought that was like just it was going to be such a defining
Go ahead.
question.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking Cisco's baseball, but that would be unique though.
It would, because it's Cisco's.
The main bulkhead in the aft engineering section 2B.
Okay, so now you are being Brandon. That would be technology. Go ahead, Brandon.
But it's a bulkhead.
That's still technology. It's like,
A wall.
well, it's a
I
wall,
rest
but like
my
it's
case.
well, whatever. Go ahead, Brandon.
Let's see. Is it? Is it?
Isn't there usually wiring in a bulkhead though? That's why I said that. Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
Is it a
So shut up.
drink?
It is not a drink, but I will say Brandon is on the right,
right
track.
track.
Yep.
It's not gonna make another round, maybe.
None of that other stuff people are asking about is helpful. So we'll go back to Adam. Go ahead, Adam. Sorry, what?
Sorry, Brandon, did you say it was a drink?
It's not a drink.
It's not a drink. I just said he's on the right track with that question.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I had a
Is
feeling.
it food?
It is food. Yeah. Do you have a guess?
Was that the more than one thing?
Well, remember, he wasn't sure it was primarily in DS9.
Is it Hasbrat?
It's not Hasperat, no, and I wouldn't have been confused about that. That starts in TNG. Let's go back to Dan.
What's the guy what's his name who sits at the bar at Quarks?
That's Morn.
Morn's Cup?
Nope.
Specific.
That's not food.
Well, yeah, but you do. Oh, yeah.
I'm actually drawing a blank on any food from Quarks, so is it a crunchy food?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I would say probably not. It doesn't appear to be crunchy, but I don't think it makes a sound when somebody eats it.
Okay.
So I don't know that. It's not Ractigino. That's a drink. Let's go back to Adam.
Is this something like a bar food that would be served with drinks?
Oh, it's not a bar food.
Thought it might be sand peas.
Oh, I forgot about that. No, it's not that. Do you have another guess?
No, I don't.
Okay, I may have stumped two of these guys. Dan, you got nothing?
Deep Space Nine food. I can't think of any.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I don't know what people know necessarily. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah.
You got anything?
Is it okay? Is it blue in color?
No. Almost positive it's not.
Okay.
Yeah. Busted Sim got it. Busted Sim got it.
Cisco Stads.
What? No, it's not that. Adam, do you have one more guess before we go to the guy that got it?
I don't have it now.
What I was looking for was a Jumja stick.
Oh my God! Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the Jumja stick. Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Kudos to the audience.
Do you guys want to? We've got a short game. Shouldn't take too long. Do you guys want to do the game first, or do you want to do the first episode first?
Ooh.
The game.
The game, yeah.
That's what you guys always want to do, so yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that's what you guys want to do. Okay, all right, we're going to play the game first. Now, the way we're going to do this tonight is not the way I would usually do it back in the old club because we had more people, but with only 4, I have to play, and if I have to play, it means that I can only give and not receive. So, the way this is going to work is Brandon is going to play with Adam, and I am going to play with DanzNewz.
Sorry,
and So I have given Adam the words ahead of time. I have the words in my phone, and the way this is going to work is, so what we're going to do is we're going to play password. Yes. And the way it's going to work is Adam and I each have all the same words. We're going to go by number, and for the first one, I'm going to let Adam start. Adam's going to give Brandon a one-word clue. It has to be only one word, a one-word clue. Now, some of the answers will be 2-word answers. Most of them are just one. If it's a name, the answer is 2 words because it is a first name and a last name, because it's too easy if I just said, like, you know, Catherine, like you could get Janeway real quick, right? Unless it's
someone with just has one name only that we know of.
Precisely, yeah. But if it's somebody with more than one name, they get both. And there are some compound words or 2-word things, so don't be thrown off by that. Some of the actual passwords will be 2 words. None of them are more than that. But you can only give compound words are fine, but you can only give 1-word clues. So you can't give like a and proper names are fine for this, but it can only be one word. And so the way it's going to work is Adam will, starting out, we'll switch who starts for each round. Adam will give a clue, and then Brandon will have a chance to respond and try to guess it. And then I will give Dan, and again, it's only going to be me giving and Adam giving, because otherwise, like, you guys could switch. If it's not going well and you guys want to switch, I guess that's fine. But it's not going to make sense for Dan and I to switch because I know all the clues because I wrote them.
Right.
So that's how that's going to have to work. If we had 4 people here, I'd be fine. I thought about bringing Jason down for it, but he's not going to know some of these. So, I mean, Dan, you may not know some of these either, but I tried to make them a little bit easier. Every time I say that, it's always, people act like it's ridiculously hard. So, I don't know. I tried to make them kind of easy. But anyway, that's why I'm giving to you, because if we lose, it's my fault, is my thinking. So, for each round, the first guess is worth 5 points. So if you guys throw out a guess and then we throw out, or you guys throw out a word and then I throw out a word and then we get it, that's 5 points. The next round it's 4 points, and then it's 3, and then it's 2, etc. That's how that works. So I guess I should find something to keep score on here.
Going down DanzNewz.
DanzNewz.
Tonight on the interwebs.
You're going with the mind games. I'm going with live long and prosper.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going the high road.
Well.
Okay, so Team Dan's and Team Brandon's.
I thought you were going to say Dan's and Brands.
Okay. Everybody feel free to play at home. I don't think any of us are actually going to be looking at the comments while we're watching, or sorry, while we're playing, while you guys are watching, so it's probably okay if you guys want to throw out guesses in live. Adam, you're not looking at the live comments right now, are you?
No, I don't.
Dan, are you looking at the live comments?
I minimized it.
Okay, yeah, let's not look at the live comments right now, just in case people throw stuff out, because that would be probably cheating, and cheating in Star Trek Club
Is stupid.
is stupid, precisely. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Like I said, I'm going to let Adam and Brandon start, and Adam, we're looking at password number 1, and would you begin, sir? Yeah.
Okay, Brandon. Arena.
Gorn.
Okay, so you guys got your 5 points
Yeah.
right away.
Nice.
All right, so here comes our second round, and I'm gonna give first now. Dan's, the password is Nexus.
Oh.
Soren.
Okay, so I said Nexus, he said Soren, and we go to Adam.
The password is Kirk.
Shoot. Enterprise C.
Okay, we go back to me and Dan's. It's now worth 4 points. Dan's, I'm gonna give you Guinan.
Cabin.
Okay, think of all the words you've heard so far together.
Kirk was like, what, throwing me off Kirk and Guinan. Like, I know. I'm trying to think of what the word would be. I don't know.
Okay, go ahead, Adam.
I don't know if this is allowed, but I'm gonna try. The password is movie.
See, I had, right before you said it, I figured it out. It's Generations.
That was the next thing I was going to say. Yep, Generation.
Yeah.
So you guys, so you guys are at 10 points.
When you said
no,
think
no,
of all
9
the words
points.
together, which I had
9
been doing,
points.
but
Yep.
when you actually said it, I was like, oh, they're all in the movie.
And Kirk. Wood chopping.
That was my other guess.
Butler was. I was holding Butler.
Adam, if we had, yeah, because let's pretend like Kirk had no history before Generations and just make up things. Adam, that's what I would have said if it had gotten back to me. My next thing was movie.
Yeah.
Okay, we start again with Adam for round 3.
Okay. Let me think. I'm trying to think. Guess I'm not gonna be able to get this in one, I don't think. Voyager.
Yeah, this is hard to get in one.
William Decker.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know why you said that. If you, why would he be that cryptic? Why wouldn't he just say V'ger? Why would he be cryptic
I
enough
don't
to say
know.
Voyager when that's a whole 7-season show? Adam, I'm sorry I gave you him, man. Okay, so
Hey, who's the one that's guessed him? Who's got the points?
that's some lucky points right there. Those first two were really easy too. Dan, I'm gonna give you Nistrum.
Ooh.
Oh gosh, I don't know who the name is.
Damn.
In reference to that, yeah, not that deep. Off the top of my head. I don't know.
Okay, it's now a 4-point password. Adam?
The password is color.
So, is it Maj?
Dan? Species.
Yeah.
8472.
I was one of two.
You've watched all the way through Voyager, dude! Okay.
Yeah, but it's been the names are very specific.
Alright.
I've watched
Alright.
it multiple times.
The password is
3 points.
baddies.
So I knew what it was rounds ago, but I
Yeah.
picked the other one. It's Kazon.
It's Kazon.
Tree root.
That's my least favorite part of Voyager.
Well, yeah, it sucks.
The very
That was
beginning
good.
of Voyager
You
was
went in the
awful.
Right direction when you said Nistrum, Jake. I should have thought of that. Instead of-
You could have gotten that in one clue potentially.
What was the Maquis lady who went with the
Seska.
Seska. I do like the Seska.
If you had said Nistrum first, I would have said Kazon first.
So you can't brag too much about points. Like, he should have known that. Okay, let's go.
But he didn't.
Yeah, it's been a while. Dan's rusty.
I don't know any of the Kazon's names.
Maj Kala.
The only one anybody really remembers is Kala, I guess.
I can't even add names.
Well, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, I don't. Okay, so
One that Don, I don't remember who he was.
so Dan and I are gonna start.
This is a very generic one.
Yeah. Dan, the password is, well, you try to make some of them kind of easy, right? The password is depressurize.
Nemesis?
Nope.
Oh, they do this.
Yeah, I'm thinking the guys getting blown out the.
Yeah. Okay, Brandon. The password is room.
Room. Airlock.
Dan, larger.
Larger.
Oh.
Is it cause and effect?
So he
Is that
said.
the solution to that episode?
So he said room, and he said airlock, and I said larger.
I'm pretty sure
Adam.
I.
4 points.
The password is Galileo.
Yeah. The main shuttle bay.
Shuttle bay. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Just looking for a larger room, Dan.
I'm
Okay.
remembering the episode where Geordi and the dog Crusher have to hold on to the thing.
Okay, you guys get to start this time.
Makes no sense.
Adam, go ahead, number 5, man.
What are
Or
we on?
or is it
Five?
or is it my turn to start? I forget.
You started last.
I thought
time.
so, yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what you said, but you said something.
I said something. I said depressurize.
Let's see. Alcohol.
Synthahol.
Dan, Klingon.
Oh.
Blood wine.
Yeah, we got one.
Finally.
Yes. Team Dan's on
That
the
was
board.
gonna be hard in one clue.
All the alcohol.
Could you have said one clue that would have given it away?
Probably not.
Yeah, so that was kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? If I was trying really hard to do that, it's easier in a thing like that to piggyback if you're because like if you're going second, you're like, okay, well they're gonna have. But anyway, I would have said barrel. There's not a lot of other things in Star Trek that come in barrels. Now
blue barrels.
what a person is likely to say. What a person is likely to say after that is Worf getting his back broken, but that's like a pretty lengthy password. Okay, we begin now with us again. Dan, I'm gonna give you instrument.
Ooh.
I don't know what instruments. I'm gonna have to give that instrument back. Jokes. Cards flute.
Oh
You know,
my god.
Do you? Can you be more
know
specific?
the name of the flute?
Can I give it to him anyway? Because like,
I mean, it's a known thing.
he's new. He's not done this
Can
much,
you
and
be
we're
more
way
descriptive?
way
I
behind.
don't know it off the top of my head again.
I mean, I guess you can. I mean,
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you guys are just gonna get the points right away.
well, yeah, but I mean that's how it goes. But I mean, he knows what it is.
Yeah, Resican flute is what we're looking for.
Okay, no, I wouldn't have that. Yeah.
Like it was clear he knew the thing.
Good job,
so.
Dan. Yeah, I mean, usually I don't do that, but we gotta be easy on Dan. He's new and he's not done trivia with us, and Brandon and I have been doing this for 18 years.
In that episode.
Yes.
Oh wow, I don't even know that. Okay, go ahead, Adam.
Okay, Brandon. Groundskeeper.
Boothby.
Yeah.
Well, there was only one answer.
Like, I like recurring characters that are on like between a bunch of different shows, kind of like Munch on Law and Order and Streets of New York and all those different shows.
Yeah, yeah. But what's hilarious about Boothby is that he's not one of those. That actor is in 3 episodes, but he only actually plays Boothby once. The other 2 times he's Boothby, it's not actually Boothby.
Yeah.
He's an 8472 pretending to be Boothby, and then he's a hologram of Boothby. He's never Boothby again.
That still ranks as some of the most ridiculous Star Trek.
Both of those.
8472 dressing up as humans.
And you know, Sarah and I watched it again the other day, and it's still really awful.
What were
Like,
they
it's
thinking?
awful.
Like
Anyway.
8472, these powerful beings, they could do anything. They do that.
Well, what's even worse is just that they took their teeth away so hard. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it for them.
Yeah, so they wrote them out. If you wanted to write them out, just don't have them again. Like, don't do that to them.
Do they show up in the? Did they show up in like a Herosian episode or something after that, or is that it for ED?
I think that's it for them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Dan, are you ready?
Yeah.
We got points, man.
Cha-ching, Bloodline. EU, after the show.
Dan, the password I'm gonna give for you is Decker.
This is one of the things that come to my mind.
Yeah.
A single star year.
A single what?
You have to log the single star. That's what
Oh,
Decker
he
does.
does say that. Sorry.
Cap.
You haven't logged a single star year. I'm sorry, what?
The star does, yeah, single star hour. I thought he said, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the hour.
Yes.
No.
I said Captain, that's probably absolutely wrong.
Okay, so he said Captain. We go over to Adam.
Okay, Brandon. He said Decker. So my password is rank.
Commodore.
Oh, does he become a Commodore?
No, it's the other Decker.
It's the other Decker.
Oh.
That's Doomsday Machine. Yeah, that's the other Decker.
Yeah,
And
it's 7-7, but
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Not anymore.
Will Decker was supposed to be his son, but that was never confirmed canonically. But that was always the idea. Okay, you guys go first.
Okay. Brandon, now, hopefully this isn't too hard for you. But,
hey now.
Well, you guys are like 15 points ahead. You don't have to be like
Yeah, like
condescending
give me
to
some credit.
Brandon.
I'm the one guessing. Thank you for finally standing up for me.
Yeah, I get twice a year.
Twice a year. I get.
So the password is Borda.
Wayun.
I hate you people with a burning passion.
Nice.
Nice.
I know the way. I know Jeffrey Combs' character
Okay.
and Iggy Pop.
Okay, Dan, I really don't think I can do this in one, but I'm gonna try.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Dead.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Oh. I think I
mean, did you know who it is?
There's a lot of things it could be.
I think I know. I think I know the answer.
It's gonna be Ramatashi is the first thing that came to my head.
No, that's a fair response. All I gave
Yeah,
you was dead.
That's good, but I think I know what it is.
It feels like it would be deeper though.
All right. Father.
That's what I was gonna do.
Okay. Jack Crusher.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got that immediately. The next clue probably would help.
You guys. Yeah, because I was gonna say Wesley. You might have gotten there. Okay. You go ahead.
Right, Brandon. The password is battle.
Wolf359.
I don't know why I'm even keeping. I don't know why I'm even keeping score anymore. Dan. I don't know if this is gonna help because at this point, I don't know how well you know this the thing. Katarian.
Oh.
Battle cruiser.
I don't know what those look like. If there is a Katarian battle cruiser, I have no idea what that looks like.
Because we don't even know what they look like.
No, Star Trek doesn't know what they look like. Adam.
Okay, Brandon.
Yeah.
Child.
Naomi
Oh
Wildman.
God, freaking. You're welcome. You're welcome. I just handed you that.
Episode I almost suggested was the one, the Once Upon a Time or whatever.
Yeah.
With the storybook characters.
Water.
I'm actually glad you didn't because I just watched that like yesterday with Sarah. I think. Yeah.
It seems like a really random pull, but
That's pretty random, but that's fine. We've got a Voyager guy that's always picking random episodes. Drevis. He sounds like Eeyore. All right, Adam.
Flounder is pretty terrifying looking.
Yeah.
When you really think
It's
about
like
it,
that,
yeah.
like the swamp creature or something. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
So what do we? Let's see here. I'm gonna say merged.
I didn't catch that.
He said merged.
Merged. Tuvix.
Yep.
Yes.
It was just like, there it is.
Oh man, this is not a good one for us. Sorry, Dan, because I'm not sure if you'll know this. Changeling.
Odo? No.
Go ahead, Adam.
Probe.
Nomad?
Nomad. Good call, man.
Was Nomad.
You're on fire, man.
I know, right? I'm just like,
You're playing really well right now.
I'm not usually doing so well.
What's that, Dan?
Is that the one with Data with the ship that's alive?
No. Nomad is TOS.
TOS.
That
Oh.
can't be.
Nomad is in an episode called The Changeling.
Change.
Gotcha.
I don't know why it's called that.
I don't either. It's never made any sense.
Doesn't change. Why is it called the changeling?
I've wondered that for 30 years. I have no idea why it's called that.
Okay, Brandon.
All right, we'll do a couple more rounds. Go ahead.
Yes.
All right. This is gonna be a hard one. Let's see. Devil.
Did you say gavel?
He said devil.
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 Yeah.
Oh. Devil. Stovacore?
That's pretty good.
Like,
This is a hard one to come up with a first one.
right?
I'm not sure the best way to get us there because I don't know if Dan knows this. Dan, keep in mind his first clue. Dark.
Yeah. Ravens.
He doesn't have it. Okay. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, I know there's an episode that I'm thinking of, but I don't know anything about like what.
Exactly. This is what I was about to say.
Okay. No, there's an episode with it.
Mine. As in M-I-N-E. Mine.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the episode. I can't picture it at all, even if I've seen it. So, like, I got nothing.
Oh, you guys. Wow.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I think this one's bust.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I'll throw out one more clue. Adam, tell me if I'm remembering this wrong. Silicon?
I think.
Am I right about that?
I think you're right. That's why. Yeah, I was thinking.
Were you thinking that way too? Yeah. Okay, we'll go ahead and call this one. We were looking for the Horda.
Oh,
We're looking for the Horda.
Oh, I didn't know that was the Horda episode.
Devil in the Dark, yeah.
I have not seen that then.
Yeah,
Never seen Devil in the Dark?
Devil in the Dark. I just didn't know. I know the phrase. Can't remember which episode that is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's TOS. Okay. Dan. I'm not sure if I can do this in one, Adam. I'm gonna try. No, that's good. It's gonna sound too obscure if I say that. It's not gonna help us. I'm having a hard time deciding. Okay. Food.
That's what I would have gone with.
Gah.
Good, Adam.
Okay, Brandon. Keep in mind his first clue. Machine.
Replicator.
Yes.
Oh, darn it.
You know what I wanted to say, Adam? I wanted to start with slot.
Oh.
Because TOS had food slots that then become the replicator. With either of you guys, I might have said standard, and that probably would have gotten you there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, Adam.
All right, Brandon. I think you'll get this.
Okay.
because we talk about it a lot. Miranda.
Wow. The Reliant.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was drawing a blank for so long. I was just like, I know the answer to this.
Dan Webb.
Ooh.
Tholian?
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, look at that. That's all I would have said. All right, Brandon.
I'm ready.
Keep in mind the way I say this. It's all about inflection. Okay?
Well, of course.
Where are you going with this?
All right.
You're
You listening?
giving 8 clues within 1 word.
All right, are you listening, Brandon?
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a subtextual single word.
Little.
Little?
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. You should have gone grovelier though. You should have gone a little deeper. Yeah.
You got me. I don't have a guess. No, I do have a guess. I'm sorry. No? Rascals.
Dan. Class.
Defiant.
It's the Defiant, yeah.
Well, that's it was war going.
Little, yeah.
Tough little ship.
Yeah, it's first
Yeah.
contact. Yep. Okay, we got one more. And I don't know if this is a thing that either of you guys will be able to come up with off the top of your heads, but we're gonna try it.
Okay.
My go first. Dan. Sabotage. or let me do the pronunciation thing. Sabotage.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Because I was about to say that.
Well, sabotage now has two connotations for Star Trek because of frickin' 09. Sabotage! Sabotage.
Wooden clogs.
You're on the right track there. Good, Adam.
Vulcan.
Yeah, Mr. Savick.
No.
What?
I just knocked my mic down.
You got to on the bridge.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah. So what was your guess, Brandon?
I said Mr. Savick.
Look at him shaking his head.
I know.
I mean, I think Dan's is in a place where he knows it, but he doesn't know it. 6.
Undiscovered country. No.
I mean, yes, but I was just throwing you, another clue of the thing. Go ahead.
Cottrell.
Yeah, and all of a sudden I'm like drawing
Are
a
you
blank
blanking it?
on the name, and that's why I said Mr. Savick.
Yep.
But it's gonna be.
It was supposed to be Savick.
Yeah, and it wasn't, and I know I knew it was her, and it was. God, I'm gonna feel so stupid when I hear her name, because it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh.
Dan, do you know it?
I'm trying to remember. I should, but yeah.
It's Valeris.
Valeris. Duh.
It's
Feel
Valeris.
stupid.
Well, Dan, we got a few points. We did not go home with nothing, so that's good.
I knew some things.
Yeah, no, good job, man. I mean, you haven't done this with us before, so. You guys got 66 points, so good job with your nice round number there. And we left with 20 points. Okay, let's go ahead and get the first episode set up. We're gonna watch Relativity tonight. I don't know if I even mentioned what our first episode was tonight, but we let Dan pick, and he picked season 5's. Voyager season 5's Relativity. This is, hold on.
You know, letting Dan pick is as good as spinning the wheel, I feel like, to us as the group. No, I mean that like as a statistical thing, like to us, the group, that's about as random as we could have spun.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah,
episode.
I wanted to pick something that wasn't one of the mainstay episodes, but one that I still like.
Sure.
Because I would say this is my favorite, but it's always it's never a skip whenever it comes on in the rotation.
Episode 23 of season 5. Voyager, go ahead and get it set up, get to timestamp 0, get ready to press play here in just a couple minutes. We're going to take just a real quick break and let everybody run off and get something to drink or whatever if they need to, and then we will be right back, folks.
Yeah, baby.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back. And we're back. No, Adam, Brandon did not get a Ractigino because he doesn't drink alcohol, and also that's fictional.
Ractigino's coffee. It's not alcohol.
Oh, that's true. It is coffee. What am I talking about? Well, I don't think Brandon drinks coffee either.
I don't. I got Space Coke.
Space Coke. I got replicated Coke. And Dan, did I see a big donut? Is that what you're eating? I thought
Space donut.
that's a banana. Oh, how did I see a donut?
Space
I thought it
banana.
was. Oh, weird. I thought I saw like a big donut.
I'm saving this to throw on the sidewalk later for my Asians.
That would be comical.
In the 80s, they took Coke and Pepsi up on the space shuttle, and they both tasted like crap apparently. When there's 0G, the carbonation like goes all over.
Wow.
Oh, I never would.
I never thought of that. It comes out a solution.
Yeah, it did not work. It tasted weird.
Interesting. That's why they had to make Tang.
Yeah.
I've seen an interview with astronauts that like there's something that happens with your sense of taste and smell, and so when like they bring a lot of like hot sauce and stuff up there, and put a lot of sriracha on everything just because it's like super doesn't really have much of a taste.
Space would be a great place for a super taster, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Make everything just right.
Maybe. That's why I can't eat berries.
Yeah, Brandon's a super taster, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Relativity now. This is kind of a goofy episode, but I enjoy it a lot. Like I said, season 5, episode 23. This is the 29th century time fleet vessel, where the entire episode says the point of this episode is twofold: temporal prime directive again, and also don't think about time travel. That's the point of this episode.
I don't understand this episode whenever I watch it. It's like.
And it tells you not to worry about that because it knows
like
that it makes no sense.
David Tennant left, basically. I don't understand anything that's happened on that show since 2009.
Yeah, but it's fun. They do some quirky stuff that I enjoy. Okay, no, I love this pick, Dan. I was hoping you picked something goofy like this. So, all right. So everybody, get ready to press play when I say now. It's always kind of easier to do this with us if you're watching with subtitles, because we will talk over the episode the whole time, and we'll spin the wheel right after this for another one if everybody's got time for more. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now. So this is, of course, a follow-up to the Season 3 two-parter that gave us the Doctor's mobile emitter.
And played by Ransom. Is that his name?
Yep.
Braxton.
No, Braxton. Ransom is the Equinox. Mm-hmm. I always mix them up, too, yep.
But he was played by a different guy in that show than this one.
Completely different, yeah, and they comment on that. They talk about why he looks different. That he's and it's a really silly cop out where it's like, oh, like why do you even have to do that? How about just we recast? Who cares? Like, but it's like, oh, he's done so many time jumps he doesn't even look the same anymore. And I'm like, in the same episode where you say if you jump too much it kills you, he just looks different. It doesn't really make any sense. Like, at what point would Seven have looked different? Because there's a place where she dies because she jumped too much.
Right.
But she never switched actresses.
There's still some work to be done, but
Her
once the
hair looks
sawdust
different.
clears,
And
I
I think
think
it's
you'll be
because
impressed.
Caitlin Bruce's hair is
Voyager may not be as big as a galaxy
so when they
class.
put it up in the bun, it doesn't match what it looked like. In fact,
There's a lot more.
There's a lot more of it.
This is kind of fun going back to Caretaker.
Yeah.
This sort of feels like a scene that that episode actually could have used, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's all done by the time we get, when we are introduced to Voyager, they're all on there and ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that because it's the same thing with Farpoint. And then when we get to All Good Things, we have kind of this scene.
Right. Right.
But of course, remember, Voyager was just more TNG set with a Lost in Space premise, so
Yeah.
that's not super surprising.
But in Broken Bow, we do see the launch of the NX-01.
Yeah, we get every piece of it. We see everybody come together.
Yeah.
And DS9 is kind of that way, too,
Yeah.
in getting everybody on the space station.
I'm disappointed they didn't bring back the jerk first officer. The sole purpose was to be a jerk to Tom Paris and then die.
And,
They didn't bring back that guy. I don't know.
I feel like sometimes Star Trek just doesn't bring back people because they don't want to use certain actors again, and I'm like, that guy was so generic. Again, recast, nobody would care. Your first officer and your doctor seemed like the exact same person. I couldn't tell them apart.
Yeah. Must be jerks.
Some unfortunate green screening in the background.
Yeah, that doesn't match very well.
How long has it been since you saw this episode, Dan?
Oh, I don't know. Probably since the last time I went through Voyager about, I don't know, 8 years ago or so. It's been a bit. I've just been pecking at the shows, hopping between everything between Deep Space Nine and Voyager and Next Gen. So
I'll look into it.
it's been a bit since I've seen this. I usually would pick this one out of the
If it's
lineup.
not
I
too
just
late,
thought
I'd
about
like
it,
to
and I was like, that's a
recalibrate the
fun,
navigational
like,
sensors. I think it can enhance the range.
time travel space romp. I like the time police. They're always great when they pop up. It's just kind of one of the goofy time travel episodes. And this is at the point in Voyager they're like, what should we do? What can we do? They're kind of just doing whatever.
So that was a pretty good reveal for a Star Trek episode, I feel like.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Hey, folks in the comments right now, let me know if you can hear Dan, because I had to change some audio settings, and I don't know if you guys can hear Dan right now.
How do you hear me? Do you hear me well? Do you hear me nay?
I don't get it.
Nah, I was nay was supposed to be no.
I do get it.
Because jokes are always funnier.
No, I totally got. I'm just kidding. I think I've got it fixed now.
Yeah, I think I can see myself in the desktop audio.
There we go, yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm DanzNewz. I am just now joining the show.
Dan, thanks for doing this with us, man.
Oh yeah, super fun. I have a friend who also does a Star Trek watch on Twitch, so it's fun joining and hanging out with friends and talking Star Trek and watching Star Trek.
You can't be in 2 Star Trek clubs. What the heck?
I know, yeah. Sorry,
Gotta pick one.
I won't name it. I won't name it.
You probably like him more because he didn't make you do trivia.
Then
I'm
this is a
just
real
usually
club.
the chat.
Even.
I'm not actually like talking and watching it with them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm in the chat and we're all watching it together.
Dan, I've been doing this for almost 20 years. It's impossible to know what people know.
That's true.
I tried to make that kind of easy, but I don't know what easy is.
Yeah.
See, I know some deep cut stuff, but not like when it comes down to alien races triggering the memory of that whatever episode that's from. Like, I can't remember them all, and I don't. I just haven't registered that kind of information in my brain. It's more so production knowledge. Like, I know more about the production of the show sometimes than
Oh, sure. Yeah.
deep cut story stuff.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, a lot of that I know because I was, in a club every week for years and years and years. And, like, if you did that, you'd have that stuff because of repetition.
Yeah. Well, I used to watch the videos. You used to post videos of some of those clubs.
Yeah. We did the
watch.
big trivia beast we did every year.
Yeah.
I always wanted to broadcast the club itself, and people just didn't want to be on camera. They didn't want me to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Again, this is a bizarre table. I'm sorry, Brandon. It's just how I feel.
We talk about it all the time. The most bizarre thing about it is how much space it takes up. Like, it's this room for this table, and it's hard to squeeze in. It's so big.
Yeah, most like half of it would be an awkward place to actually rest anything, which is what you use a table for. It's this weird hump thing in the middle.
It's for Harry Kim's arts and crafts later during the night watch.
Yes, we'll mention him, but we won't mention the doctor who should be here.
Well, he is. He's right there.
But not the other
Oh,
doctor.
the doctor.
The
Yeah.
real, the not dead one.
Now, again, this is also a scene that probably could have been in the pilot because,
Right.
we're I like it both ways. I like introducing her to this brand new technology, but I also like, there's this thing we have on board that we just haven't talked about yet, and then, surprise the audience with it. That's kind of a fun way to introduce it as well.
I love that they got to go back and have the doctor. Robert Picardo got to be original Doctor again, and just be that
before
bad
everything
bedside manner, and I just love it.
Oh, is that Carrie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
They
pretty
do,
cool.
okay. So they do bring him back. I forgot. They brought him back for this episode, and then they bring him back to kill him at the 3 episodes before the end of the show.
Voyager does have a good sense sometimes of continuity like that, and sometimes it doesn't. You know, it gets a little inconsistent about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you know, I talk about this episode a lot, but like I like Shattered a lot because of that, where you know you see like all these different time periods of specific episodes that you've seen before,
Right?
And they're not inconsistent about any of the stuff that actually happened in those episodes, and like Seska feels like the Siska from that period, and like I don't know, it's really good.
Yeah.
So it's neat that they put him in there, but I'm with you. How was the
hardcore there?
Yeah, it was. How was the But I mean, it is Jerry Ryan. But but how do we not have like you said the doctor and the first officer from that?
Right. Why do they want to explore the Badlands? There's nothing there.
Okay, yeah, that's a stupid line. They're not on an exploration mission, and why is it that so many Starfleet captains don't remember what their actual mission is?
No, she said she wanted to come back after the mission was over.
But that's stupid. There's nothing to explore in the Badlands. And like,
why even send Voyager after this guy? They should just be sending it to Defiant after this guy.
Right.
But Brandon, the point I'm making is if she's given this ship, she's not gonna really be sent out for a lot of exploration missions in the first place. Like, I mean, I get that there's a lot of.
Vessel.
It's everything. It's an everything
Well,
vessel.
it
Is
is
the
an
problem?
everything
Like, it's
vessel.
too much of a warship to be a science vessel.
Right?
There's
No
no
kidding.
reason for it to have tricoplot devices. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
Unless they were studying the effects of that on unknown
Again, they could have taken
civilizations.
care of that in like 5 minutes and just send Cisco into Defiant after Chakotay.
That's the screenshot.
First indication of what she's doing here.
It's
Yes,
right
EPS
there.
is very dirty. It's very, it's
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
it's all
you're getting
greasy
grease and oil on
oily,
there.
yeah.
And I am a broken record about this when it comes to, you know, a lot of like the silly like cat suits and things. But like once again, we've got an example of why it's fine to put an attractive woman in a uniform. Like she looks great in this.
Right.
You don't need the stupid cat suit. Like
No.
And I'm not saying that 7 of 9 should have had a regular Starfleet uniform. I get why she would wear something different, but she doesn't need a cat suit. You see, but like this is my argument. This kind of thing is my argument for just put Troy in a uniform. Just put T'Pol in a uniform.
Yeah, T'Pol, right. Oh, but Jay, that was her uniform. According to Brandon Braga.
Yeah, I don't care what he says. It's stupid. and lo and behold, when we put her in a uniform, she looked better. And like you never heard anybody ever say, "Man, if only Dax had been in a cat suit." And a lot of people find Jerry Ryan, or Jerry Ryan, a lot of people find Terry Farrell to be one of, if not the most attractive women in Star Trek, and she didn't need that stupid suit.
Right. Stupid suit. I think Rick Berman thought Dax should be in a cat suit. That's why Terry Farrell left.
Mr. Roboto, she's a Borg, so it's a Borg suit. Yeah, well, if the rest of the Borg were wearing suits like that, then, you know, okay.
I like that this is supposed to be how many hundreds of years in the future? How many?
5.
It looks no
500
different hardly than... really
No, it looks like they redressed a bridge.
Yeah, it looks no more advanced at all than the Voyager.
I mean, I don't want to go to New Trek too much, but we just went like almost 1,000 years in the future in Discovery, and it's even worse about it.
Yeah, it looks the same. Yeah.
But you know what? I'll make the same argument here that I want to make about Discovery, except Discovery is taking itself way more seriously and too seriously. But like everybody talks the same. It's like 500 years in the future, language hasn't changed at all.
Right.
Fisher came up because he heard you guys say cat suit so many times.
And then, lo and behold, a cat appears. Busted Sim, I like SF Debris' theory that the reason Carrie only came back during time travel episodes and got killed was because the writers thought they killed him off earlier and then realized they didn't.
They forgot about
I
it.
think that's probably true. Yeah, I always liked it when he said that too. Weird how much of a novelty it is just to see 7 of 9 without the thing on her face.
Right.
Yeah. It's very rare.
Too bad the other time we got to see it was Unimatrix 0.
No, there's a couple other places. You're right, Unimatrix Zero is one of those, but then there's also that holodeck program in season 7.
That's right.
Where she's got the holographic dress and the holographic lack of an eyepiece.
Mm-hmm.
So I do feel like I may be playing devil's advocate here, because I also think if they try to make it look more advanced, they'd probably try to make it, put in like holographic touch things like they do in Discovery and stuff, and that looks stupid, so...
Yeah.
That scene, he looked like Colonel Sanders in Spaceballs for a second. Just standing there.
Ludicrous speed.
Yeah, when he goes, ludicrous speed.
Ooh.
She's drunk. Go home,
She's
Cinema.
drunk.
You're drunk.
Cinematographic, I haven't seen Discovery season 3 yet. Do they still have universal translators? I mean, they don't use them a lot. They do that Star Wars thing where they like to just, you know, have a lot of alien languages and people can't understand them. I guess that's a thing we didn't get until 10 years later. I don't know. It doesn't really, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Thomas Lowe, Dan, what is your history with Star Trek? Did you watch all the TV series and movies? We talked about that at the beginning, but go ahead.
Yeah. TOS I've watched the majority of. I own all of them. I just haven't, like, it's been a long time since I've gone through them, and I was going through the DVDs like 15 years ago with my dad, watching all that might be before the remasters came out, actually. I have the remasters now, but I haven't gone through those in a while. I just kind of pepper through. TNG I've watched all of multiple times. Voyager watched all of multiple times. The S9 I've only gone through once, and I've seen, you know, peppered the first season of Enterprise, peppered throughout that, and then all the movies. So yeah, the newer stuff. I watched Picard and most of season 1 of Discovery, but couldn't get through it.
I love that line. You are the database.
Yep. Well, and that's a problem with the Doctor a lot, where he'll take on, like, too many human characteristics. Where like, anytime the Doctor takes too long to think of something, I'm like, but you're a computer, though.
Right.
Like, I get simulating humanity. I get that he's not the same thing as Data, because a hologram can feel. Like, I get all that. But at a certain point, it starts to get kind of ridiculous.
Especially when time.
Right, he still has all the computing power of the Voyager's main computer at his disposal.
Those bioneural gel packs and then the mobile emitter.
Yeah, there are times where he'll just be like, where like something will escape him, be like, I forgot about that. I'm like, how could you possibly forget about anything?
I thought that at first I thought that he had one of those toys with the ball and the rubber string. I didn't think.
The futuristic paddle has to be all angular.
No, apparently McNeil is really good at ping pong. That's what we learned from this episode, is that McNeil can play ping pong.
It should have been a ping pong
you did that
table
entire
in
take
Fairhaven.
without dropping the ball.
I'm sorry, what did?
You did that entire take without dropping the ball. I wonder how many times they had to do that.
How many takes was that?
Whoop, got away from me.
Mr. Obata, Cap, does it bother you that Thomas Riker was left to die on a Cardassian prison planet? It bothered me that we never followed up on it. I mean, I like that we made a sequel to that, but he needed one more episode somewhere.
Yeah, we should have found out what happened to him. What happened with the
I
when
really
the
like Thomas
Dominion War happened? I wonder what happened.
There's a decent book about it. I forget which one. But yeah, there should
It's
have
in
been an episode.
Zadi too. He shows up in that book.
Does he really? I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite time anomalies. Dan, I don't know if you have this, but this is one of the things that really sticks with me from this episode.
The ping pong ball freezing in midair.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like one of the reasons why I suggested this one is I remember seeing this one on TV when it was airing, because I was like religiously watching the show towards the end.
I do too.
Yeah.
So this one kind of sticks out.
Ooh.
Matthew Base, they have ping pong in the future? Yeah, but I mean, they have
They have
I just
tennis
like that
in the
it's not
future.
space
And
ping pong.
racquetball. They just don't have baseball for some crazy reason.
I mean, you could make the
Felix
argument
records
that
the
ping
point.
pong was never like a
Yeah.
big, team sport that people paid attention to, and so it maybe makes as much sense as anything that it would survive as just a recreational thing that people do in their off time, Adam.
Yeah.
As
But I mean,
opposed to-
people like to play baseball for recreation too.
Yeah.
There's softball leagues and baseball leagues all over the place.
Well, and
so
what I want to do is make the argument that, like, yeah, but you have to have a diamond somewhere, but once you have a holodeck, you don't. But then if
holodeck.
it's, right, but if the holodeck is brand new technology and it had been gone for a couple hundred years,
true.
then, you see what I'm saying?
You can't play it in
So-
space.
They just
But you know what else you can't play in space? Water polo.
Well, that's true. That should have gone away faster than it did. Yeah. And if you look at the way the years line up according to evolution, I think we lose baseball before we lose water polo. But I may be wrong
because
about
the
that. I forget.
Baseball is gone before. It's gone by by now, basically the 2020s.
Yeah.
2020s.
That's
Yeah.
dumb. Maybe they resurrected water polo for some reason. I'm sorry, Brandon. What are you saying?
Oh, I was just going to say they just said that these temporal anomalies might tear the ship apart. Have we had Shattered yet?
No, that's season 7.
No,
Okay,
that's season
so
7.
season
That was
7
kind
is
of
Shattered.
like a-
Do they say
kind of
there
like
that
a,
those anomalies are going to tear the
fun-
ship apart?
I think so.
I don't remember.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, you'd figure that would always be the stakes, right?
Yeah, usually.
Shattered was almost like a non-clip show in a way.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Very much so.
But it also
Yeah.
goes in the future, so it helps because
What
we're
is
not,
that?
we're not just seeing things we've seen before.
That's way too much garnish, Neil. What is that? Jesus. Half that plate is.
You want a little
parsley.
meat with
My
your
God.
garlic, with your
Parsley.
He's just got a piece of roast beef there and a bunch of parsley.
I was gonna say kale. Yeah.
It looks to be overcooked
Yeah,
as
kale.
well.
Kale. That's what it is.
Cinematographic, do they have hockey in the 21st century? I don't think we ever do hockey. It's weird the number of sports we do. We never do football either. Or soccer,
Football's
I don't think.
gone.
Oh yeah, the doctor just walked through an anomaly. I forgot about that.
Janeway has a caffeine addiction.
Oh, that's really funny. Bustism says, this is why I get deja vu watching this in Red Dwarf, because frozen ping pong balls happen in both. There was a frozen ping pong ball also in Red Dwarf. I've actually never watched that.
Neither have I. It's been recommended to me. I haven't watched it though.
Yeah, it's a big thing for SF Debris, so I've heard about it, but I've
Yeah,
never watched
I've
it.
never seen it either. It's hard to find.
Oh, that's a great point, Busted Sim. He says, Voyager desperately tried to find its crew thing. TNG had poker, DS9 baseball and darts, Enterprise had movie night, and this goes through a bunch of different things. I mean, you could make
After a certain point, it's the holodeck. They all have the holodeck.
That's right. I mean, you could make the argument that different characters have different things.
That is directly out of a TNG episode. Like they did that very same thing.
Which one?
The one where Data has to go and put his
There's like
hand in
3
the-
datas kind of
the
or
shattered
whatever.
anomaly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
thing,
right.
yeah.
Mhm. You're right.
The one with Michelle Phillips from Mamas and the Papas. I can't remember.
Oh,
what it is.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Always have Paris.
Yep. I forgot that's who that was.
Yeah.
Like, how have they never detected this before?
Well, thanks. Could you be more specific?
I don't know
That's
what
been in there the whole
technology is.
time.
I'm sorry, what, Adam?
So that's been there the whole time this show's been on.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't find it
Remember
because it
that.
was out of phase.
Beta 28.
No, they tell
Beta.
us why they couldn't find it. It's out of phase.
Mm.
Everything goes dark every time it's something
And they don't-
bad's happening on this bridge.
They don't find it until it starts doing what it's there to do, and then Seven's able to
Right,
see it
yeah.
because she's got her ocular implant. It makes
Right.
as much sense as anything.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fine.
This episode shares a lot of similarities with Source Code.
That's a good point.
The Duncan Jones movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of. There's
I
some
like
elements.
how she
I never thought of
suddenly
it.
But as far as them
remembers
plucking
it.
out of like Seven's gonna die anyway because of this explosion, so they're just gonna pluck that Seven out of the timeline and do this over and over again and try to send her back in time to, catch this guy planting the bomb and stop him.
No, that's a really good point. I mean, obviously the main differences are she's not dead already, and she's not taking the place of somebody else. She's
Yes,
herself.
yes.
But yeah, you're right. It is a similar premise, and I guess it's one of those things where you have to say source code is like this because it comes later.
Yeah.
many times does Voyager get blown up on this show? I feel like it happens
As many
a lot.
times as Harry
Way
Kim died.
more than it happens to.
Yeah, I think
Enterprise
at this
and
point we're
TNG.
past Hell Year, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they should have called it Hell Year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, that's almost exactly a season before this.
Yes.
Mr. Roboto, Captain, did you ever get that Neelix cookbook and make a Star Trek recipe, or did anyone in Trek Club? Yes, we had people make stuff out of that. But our best stuff back when we had a regular in live club was made by people who just came up with stuff themselves. We had a professional chef in that club who made a bunch of Star Trek stuff, and she made me pineapple upside down cake 2 or 3 times a year. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's an
should
Enterprise
have-
thing. Because that was Reed's favorite thing. So we had pineapple upside down cake all the time.
So if you cook in the Neelix, if you get the Neelix cookbook, does it come with the hat that he wore?
Oh, he's wearing it on the cover, I think.
So this guy, this actor, his name is Bruce Mcgill, and he was in Babylon 5 also. He was the guy that was in charge of one of the ships rebelling against Earth or whatever.
Yeah.
And the whole reason why JMS cast him in that was because he got him confused with Everett McGill, who played Big Ed Hurley on Twin Peaks. And then they brought him in, and they're like, "Oh, that's not the right guy." Oh well, we'll cast him anyway.
And he's really good in it.
It's good.
That's great. Yeah, that guy plays he's the sheriff in My Cousin Vinny.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
that's funny.
That movie.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this really futuristic bridge. Brandon, you know what makes this bridge really futuristic?
Futuristic.
All the consoles are curvy.
Yeah.
It's got
They're
curvy
curvy.
consoles.
It's all bars too.
And they got the transporter room right there on the bridge.
futuristic
Except they
version
have
of
that on
Hell
Deep Space
Cars.
Nine.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea, to have your transporter right on your bridge. But also, you could make the argument you don't need it there
Kazon showed up in this episode just
Yeah.
because we're constantly beaming people to the bridge in every show. Anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Beam them directly to the bridge.
We do it all the time.
And you would think for an operative ship, kind of like this, they would have that kind of quick.
You know the real reason it's there? So they don't have to make more than one set for the ship.
Yes, absolutely. We don't need to see any more of this ship. Just this.
Right.
I think there actually is like one other area we go to, but they're like, we're not going to build anything else.
Right.
It's not that big of a ship. So, makes sense.
Busted Sim, yeah, Cap, this
Hey.
bridge should be full of annoying and intrusive hollow controls.
They just revealed to her that
bro.
this could cause temporal psychosis, and they laugh about it.
You might just get it right this time, you'll be fine.
Yeah, we're hoping
Yeah.
third time's the
But
charm, you know,
that
at your
is a
expense.
good point, because I feel like, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it too. Because I think those two-dimensional control is more easier to use than floaty thing in midair going like this or whatever. But that's just me. I don't know. This seems like that would be more intuitive
Yeah.
to have a
And your
tactile-
arms would get tired.
Yeah.
They just passed
And it'd be hard to look at.
the
of
plate
course.
that says the name of the ship on it.
Yep.
I'm wondering what that says now.
Yeah, they all say different things, and a lot of them are in the Star Trek Encyclopedia.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
You can actually look at them real close. So
One
that
of
one,
them
I mean,
says-
and online, I'm sure you could. I'm sure you
Yeah.
can find that on Memory Alpha too. But
Yeah, one of them says like, no matter where you go, there you are.
Yes, I
from
forget which
Bakuru
one.
Banzai. And there's another one that says like, this was the story of a little ship that took a little trip.
okay, so let me ask you guys this question: we do a lot of time travel in Star Trek, and a lot of our crews have time traveled at least as many times, all of them collectively, in a spaceship, as Seven does in this. So is the issue that she keeps going back to like the same time periods, or the method that they're using? Because it seems like
the method
500
they're
years
using.
in the future, their method is way more dangerous than the one we were using
Yeah,
in
it's not. Why don't they just-
TOS, where you just slingshot around the world. Like, you'd think, if you're going to have a time fleet and we could do it safer earlier, you shouldn't have a time fleet until you can make it at least as safe as it was when you were using a whole
Right.
starship. And
This
they
seems
have a
like
whole
people die.
starship for time travel. like, it's really reckless and ridiculous.
And I never buy that Starfleet would even be doing this. Honestly, I don't even buy that they would be going back in time to stuff like this.
Well, but if someone
willy-nilly,
else
you know?
affects the temporal prime, if
Maybe
someone
it
else
happens
affects
so often enough that it becomes a problem that you do need to police it.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's dumb to go all the way to having time fleet, where like the time travel. There should be a time like section of Starfleet that does this, and you already have a temporal mechanics department.
Office in the corner of the CIA building.
Yeah.
They don't have. It's literally these two guys and a couple other ancillary here.
Yeah, well, and Dan, I don't know if you remember this, but we already have that. There's a temporal mechanics department, and there's a Mulder and Scully stand-in DS9 in the Tribble episode that does precisely what you're talking about. And I don't understand why, just because it's 500 years later, we have to have a whole fleet for it. And I guess it makes some kind of sense if they know about the temporal Cold War, but of course that we don't find out about that until after this. So that wasn't thought of.
How many times have they shut down the X-Files on it?
Yeah, and you know what else is ridiculous, Adam? When we get to the 31st century in Enterprise, it's not a time fleet.
I know. It's just whoever they are. Yeah, Starfleet, I guess. Look at that. Like, is that like a different phaser that she's holding there?
Future phaser.
Does anybody else think that this is like... I don't know if this was intended. I'm sure it wasn't. But it always watched to me like a ridiculous backdoor pilot.
Yeah.
The 7 of 9 show?
It does seem like
the Time Fleet show.
She just ran past Tuvok in that last scene. He would have recognized that he did not know that person like immediately.
Is Time
really
Cop
fast.
a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yes. Well, and the thing is, this whole premise is basically what we'll get later with Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And that makes this look a lot less stupid. Cinegraphic. Remember Section 31, Adam? Reckless seems to be the name of the game in Starfleet. Kirk's flippancy be damned. Yeah, but the difference is people don't know about Section 31, and it works autonomously. This is like what Starfleet turned into.
Her hair's tighter now. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I guess it couldn't have been Tuvok. Tuvok's on the bridge. But it looked like him.
Third time's a charm.
Doesn't look out of phase this time.
Oh, guys, I forgot to mention earlier that Tom put Tuvix on the board, so that's on the wheel now. And Jason wants to know if he can request an episode. Yeah, that's cool, Jason. You haven't put anything on the wheel in a while. And as always, guys, if you want to put an episode suggestion on the wheel, just put in a super chat.
There's Voyager's famousness cell.
No, I forgot Kazon.
And feel free to ask a question or something if you want to. Also, I'm sorry. What, Adam?
I said I forgot that Kazon even appeared in this episode.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Because
they like to use their time travel episodes as the best of.
The best of Voyager.
Yeah, but not really, because everyone hated the Kazon.
Everyone hated the Kazon.
Yeah, that's true.
She says something tells her this is more than coincidence. And Chakotay is like, should you go chasing ghosts? But it's a temporal flux. You should go chasing it because it's the same thing. It's not a coincidence.
Nothing
by very
with
nature.
Nothing with tachyons around it is a coincidence.
Right, exactly. If you saw that before, you go chase that now.
Yeah.
Busism says Legends is a comedy, though. I still think they could do a really good time travel Trek show exploring all the lore events of the franchise. I just think it's impossible to make that not get really super convoluted. And you know, wonder how you don't break, because you break the timeline, because whenever you do even singular time travel episodes, there's almost always something where I'm like, well, that should create a butterfly effect that unravels the entire timeline. So you do a whole show, and this coming from somebody that, when I was in college, I really wanted to see that. I wanted a whole time travel show of Star Trek, and I'm kind of beyond that now. Personally, like I don't know if at this point I really want that, but a lot of that is because when I was initially, I say college, I guess high school, because I was really wanting that before we got to Enterprise, and they decided their prequel should be their time travel show, and then immediately it was insanely convoluted, and they
That doesn't make any sense.
and they couldn't even stick with whether or not it was paving over the timeline or something that happened prior to TOS. Like, they never figured that out.
And then they just said, "Screw it."
Yep.
Yeah.
Precisely. Because Kodo was like, "This is dumb.
Dumb.
I'm done with Future Guy."
I'm done with Future Guy, who was Archer the whole time. I still cannot believe they said Braga said that.
Jason asked for Deadlock.
Deadlock. Did we watch Deadlock?
Brandon, did we watch Deadlock? I
Not in this club.
gotta get the list
I don't
together.
think
I don't
so.
think we did. With the second
think-
Harry
I-
Kim.
maybe
Yeah,
you and
no,
I
we haven't
watched
watched it. I've been waiting for those episodes.
That's what it was. You and I watched it before we started doing this club, Adam, when we were having our little solo watch parties.
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't really have
Chakotay
time to
has to deal
explain
with
the
the same
whole
crap
thing
with-
right now.
This is. Oh.
Okay, but Braxton, first of all, I know that you're going to turn out to be kind of a crazy person, but all things being equal, let's pretend for a minute that you're not a crazy person. How else do you think she's going to actually get Janeway to listen to her?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she knows Janeway.
Like, I get,
too well.
but that's not what I mean. I'm saying that, like, I get that you're worried about the temporal prime directive, but, like, she's not going to listen to anything you tell her until you start telling the truth. So I don't really understand how else she would handle this situation.
Exactly.
I want to know what I would like to meet the Time Fleet doctor that cleared Braxton to resume duty after his little being a homeless
Seriously,
man.
after he was a homeless man for a bunch of years, walking around with cans and in a buggy, yeah. Let's see. The Wolverine 1987 says he wants to be sadistic today, so he put Prophet and Lace on the wheel.
Prophet and Lace.
Thanks, man.
Tempest Fugit. What does that mean?
Time flies.
What?
It means let's use the most obvious time quote we possibly can think of.
He's doing it. Oh, reveal.
No! Braxton.
Dun, dun,
Crazy.
dun.
Bum, 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 bum. What a twist.
Ooh. That looks like a game. It looks like Simon or something.
Or a
I don't know.
drone.
A drone.
Yeah.
It's
Just the buzz out of his hand.
Up.
Watch out, it's a flying drone time bomb.
Oh god.
It's you,
Sabotage.
you idiot.
Hence the word.
So, what I'm about to say is probably not fair because of how often you get crazy captains in Starfleet. But when you're dealing with time, I think that as soon as you have one guy like this, you'd start rethinking the whole thing.
Yeah.
All because of Voyager.
He's the first red flag.
Pedantic drone.
That's kind of a fun line.
Nice
It's a little
slam.
redundant, but...
Yeah.
Hey, Dan. What's the
Yeah.
big silver circle behind you?
Oh, it's for filming, for lighting. It's like a reflector.
Okay, I thought maybe that's what that was, but I was curious.
Yeah.
A
And I
dispersal mode.
don't have it. Usually, whenever I have to grab something out of the closet, I have to grab it and move it out anyway. So I just leave it out.
Oh, sure.
Makes me feel like I'm on the moon. I have my lunar lander over here.
Oh, see, that's why it's futuristic, Brandon. Because they just, like, run their hands over the console instead of pushing buttons.
It's sliders.
Oh, yeah,
We're
remember
going to
sliders?
commit pre-crime. It's Minority Report.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's a Minority Report situation.
Dan, you know what they eat in sliders? Tiny hamburgers.
I knew you were going
Very tiny hamburgers.
I haven't thought about sliders in years.
The tiny burgers or the show?
Tiny burger.
I haven't thought about them tiny burgers. I did always like the Time Fleet insignia.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
interesting. And they were consistent with that because it was that way in the one I can never remember the name of, Sarah Silverman episode.
Yeah, Future's End.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have him there. But he's not wearing
Okay,
this
so
uniform. He has that symbol.
He's got that symbol. He's wearing a homeless man outfit too. I don't really know if I
Yeah.
can see his uniform.
No, we do when he's in the Aeon. It's just
This
really
shit.
generic.
But
He
it's barely, it's
Yeah.
really generic.
It's really generic looking. But that's the ChronoWorks logo, I think. Does he? Am I right?
Yes,
Does he just rip it off for
Rakuten
ChronoWorks?
Stole everything, or Starling stole everything. He took the logo and made it part of his company. It wasn't just enough to steal the technology. He took the logo too.
You know what I would not have put past Enterprise, Adam?
Yeah.
I would not have put it past that show, it being them doing the typical war thing and making it the time travel show. You're gonna think this is so stupid because it is. I would not have put it past them to be like our main faction that we deal with with Crewman Daniels is from the 31st century, and they're responsible for creating Section 31 in the first place because it's the number 31 and they're from the 31st century.
31.
These are the guys who wanted to make future guy Archer. I would not have put that past
I
them.
know. He was Archer the whole time. This is why Paramount made you not in charge of the last season of that show.
Yeah, Braga. I mean, Berman. Dan, did you know about that?
What?
That originally, because you said you've seen some of Enterprise. You remember the shadowy future guy in the pilot?
Oh, the stab dude.
Well, he keeps coming back, but eventually we just drop that entirely. But the idea
Really?
apparently was supposed to be that he was Archer from the future. It's so
Because he
dumb.
was talking to the evil Suliban guy, right?
Yes, and he was
Okay.
yeah, he couldn't travel through time, but he could give them information and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be Archer.
Even though he sounded nothing like Archer.
No, he sounds like
That's what
Cisco.
Brandon Braga said.
I always wanted him to be Cisco.
Yeah, I didn't get far enough for it to be dropped yet. On
The
that show. My sister
Suliban.
really wants to go through it with me.
Yeah, they drop it at the beginning of 4. The Suliban work for me.
I like that tricorder.
I do
Yeah.
too. It's cool.
Light.
She sounds kind of conceited when she says that.
Because so far
You're talking
she hasn't
about
succeeded.
yeah, you're talking
Yeah,
about yourself. It's
that
like
makes sense.
she is efficient. She will succeed. You're like, how many times have you done this now?
She's self-aware.
Oh, you know why she'll succeed this time? Because this present day 7 of 9.
Before
it's-
she's made all the jumps.
Yeah, but also just because this is the one from the time period that we're watching in the show, so that's why she's
Yeah.
going in. Because it's our 7 of 9, see?
Captain Braxton.
See what I mean?
I'm Ensign Branson now. Braxton.
Branson.
This is the line you don't hear
Hands and
again.
brains.
7 of 9 to 7 of 9.
I'm a sideman in a little room. Wrapped up passion.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, Mr. Roboto, is it might have been cool if it was, like, wormhole alien Cisco.
Yes.
Because I could see a whole contrivance where, like, he can't travel through time, but he can talk through time. Like, I could see that. Where it's like, time has no meaning for me. And that's how he talked.
Yeah.
They just pulled her out against her will.
Okay, so I have a question. Is that a transporter that fits 1 person or 6 people?
I don't know, but if you look at the design on the back of the transporter, it kind of resembles Master Control from Tron.
Oh, it does.
The very apex
They're
there.
really into carpet in 90s Star Trek.
Yeah.
Busted Sim, thanks, man. Just put a episode on the board. He asked for DS9's Visionary. He says for this episode's counterpart, I don't remember what that is right off the top of my head. Is that a time travel
This
thing?
theory is the one where O'Brien sees the future, and the O'Brien we follow the whole episode winds up dying at the end.
It's awesome.
And we get the O'Brien out of phase for the rest of the show, I guess, forever.
Just like Kim in Deadlock.
Like
So we put
Kim.
both of those on the wheel tonight. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really good. Thanks for adding that. That'll be fun to talk about. A lot of double O'Briens.
Yeah.
There's like 3 episodes with double O'Briens.
And every season has to have a Torture O'Brien episode. At least one.
How does that work? No. How does that work?
Yeah.
They're going to reintegrate him. Just go with
Yeah,
it.
they're going to
With an
merge all of
integration
them
circuit.
together.
Dan, how does it work?
I don't know.
Oh.
And poor guy who was innocent at this point, who's getting merged with all the others.
Yeah.
So now it's like a Minority Report thing, but they're just
Yeah.
not even going to talk about it?
Janeway, coffee, and headaches. They go hand in hand.
Like beans and
Can't they
cornbread.
just take the other ones, merge the other ones together, and the one who's innocent now just say, don't do that.
It's like, now we're going to give you one chance, buddy. We don't
If
care
you're
that you were
doing it,
homeless
it's
in
gonna be bad for you.
1996. I'm sorry, what?
Oh no, I was saying like if you do end up doing it, it's gonna be bad for you. For the time guy.
Who's that person?
Captain's assistant who died in the first.
I don't know, but she cannot decide what side of Janeway to walk on.
Yeah. This guy again?
Don't step on that guy.
He trips
They gotta
over.
reintegrate him. We're gonna reintegrate you.
Well, that camera push was silly.
You're awkward.
Great pickup line, Janeway.
How do we have all this like incursion factor talk, Adam, and we never bring up Anorax?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because they're essentially doing what Anorax did, but
Yeah,
like
you know what
trying
he
to be
did.
altruistic about it, right?
I'm trying to be, not nefarious.
But
Right.
at the other hand,
From that great episode from the previous season, Hell Year.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
wow, yeah, no,
Yeah,
that doesn't
that's
make
what-
sense.
Alright, 2 people. I guess 2 people can go on.
That's what Kite Man says, Dan.
Yeah.
He says Hell Year.
I'm actually finally getting back through some Harley Quinn
I
recently.
don't like any of
I
these
have
people.
not watched past the 4th or 5th episode of the second season.
Yeah, that's
Kinda
around
feel-
where I'm at.
you know,
right
I kind of feel like these people deserve to lose all their dilithium in the burn.
Oh yeah, God! Don't talk to me about the burn. Voyager's really bad about that, where they'll have like these really abrupt endings, and you could probably use like a coda.
That's it. That was the
That's all
end.
you get. I blame Berman for that too. That seems like a Berman thing. Because TNG has a lot of that too, and DS9 almost never does that. Yeah. Well, that was fun.
I enjoyed that.
It's ridiculous, but I love it. And like,
Yeah.
I never understood why did he like micromanage this show, but he just like Deep Space Nine, like do whatever, I don't give a crap.
There's
Yeah.
lots of reasons, and we could talk about it. The 80% of that is Ira Beer, and then another 20% of it is the studio got to a point where they didn't care because it was doing just well enough to keep it on, but nobody was really watching it, so they just weren't that concerned about it because they were trying to make Voyager their TNG.
Or tip hole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it got lost in the shuffle, which helped it creatively. Like a lot of the people that worked on that show, including a lot of the actors, complained all the time about how it never found the audience that TNG did. But if it had, it would have gotten watered down in a way that it didn't. I'm convinced of this.
That makes sense.
One of those rare instances where corporate like.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they were showing it.
Wound up better, you know.
It got to the point where when TNG was on, you had these independent channels that could show it at like 6 and at night or whatever at a good time. But by the time Deep Space Nine was on, there just wasn't a lot of space left on local channels lineup anymore. Like they showed it like 11 o'clock on Sundays here and stuff. You know,
The kind of thing you just don't have to worry that much about anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Because even if you had to jump around your schedule, at least people could buy the show or stream it later. So it doesn't matter as much when it airs, which is why you can do so much serialized at this point.
That's why all the syndicated things went away, because when all those channels that were independent became either Fox affiliates and then later UPN or WB, they suddenly had a bunch of stuff on their schedule from the network so they no longer had space anymore for, syndicated programming that.
Busted Sims says, after my pilot palooza, I was trying with a finale fest, but thought I'd give the two-parters a rest this week. I appreciate that, because we have a lot of two-parters on the wheel now. But thanks a lot for Visionary, because that was a great episode. Okay, let's go ahead and spin the wheel now and find out what our last episode is going to be today. Dan, we get to spin the wheel and talk about whatever.
Cool.
It's going to be fun, and we have a bunch of stuff on the wheel right now. Where is my monitor one? Hold on. That's just you guys now.
It's our show now. Cap hasn't logged a single star year.
Yeah.
Have fun, you guys. Apparently, I don't have a monitor one right now, so I'll just put this over here and block you guys out for a second. I'm going to do the opposite of what I just did. All right, here we go. We're going to spin the wheel.
Competing with me, Cap.
I can't see it at all.
And there it goes. And we're going to watch iMud. Time for some TOS.
Hardcore Tintin Mud.
That's stuck in my head since I was a kid.
I know I've seen Mud's Women. I don't know that I've seen iMud.
iMud is the one you'd be more likely to see, actually. Yeah. So that's kind of surprising if you've only seen Mud's Women.
This is the only sequel of an episode in TOS, period.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how it even got made.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, I say that. I just feel like we showed iMud more in Club than we did Mud's Women for whatever reason. But I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't make sense because this is the sequel, and I realize that. But I don't know, for whatever reason, it seems like I've seen this one more than I've seen the other one.
Yeah, I've seen this one a bunch as a kid.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad we found one on accident that was one that you've seen. So that's good.
Oh yeah, I've seen plenty of TOS. I just couldn't tell you names and super specific details on.
Okay, guys, we're going to take one more quick break, and then we'll be back for iMud. This is episode 8 of season 2. So get that rigged up on your Netflix or your DVDs, your Blu-rays, however you want to watch it, and we will be back in about 5 minutes or so.
Oh yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to Star Trek Club. Hello, DanzNewz.
Hello. Lady Diamond. I don't know if you saw my impromptu Samuel Clemens in the chat.
You're what now? No, I did not.
My impromptu Samuel Clemens.
I wish we'd had you here for that episode. That was one of the first ones we did.
That's one of my favorites.
That episode's ridiculous.
That performance, that's why I like it so much. That performance is so insane.
It's great.
It's good.
That guy's Deep Throat on X-Files.
Yeah, he is.
Yep. Now, he's hilarious in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
He's
strangest
so over the
choice
top.
for a cliffhanger. I think one of the things that makes it weird is that you had to wait 3 months. It doesn't make any sense that was your choice for the end of the season.
Yeah, it's
Just
such a weird.
walking into a portal.
Did we ever
Good
find
old
out what
times
the
in a row.
names were? Did they answer that in the episode?
No, and it was really generic. Like, at the end of the day, who cares, really? Like, it's
Right.
it was just a plot device to make the episode happen. Like,
Yeah.
just some. I think the answer is some aliens.
Some aliens. That's right.
I
Yeah.
don't remember who those aliens were.
Man,
They were like time traveling aliens that were going back and like taking people's souls or something.
Yeah, with a snake.
Why is it that when we get like really weird situations, somebody is like
As you
eating
do.
somebody else or drinking somebody's brains with a straw or something? Like they were sucking out their time force, right?
Oh,
in an
yeah.
episode, and then
Yeah.
another episode, somebody has a straw coming out of their head, or Deanna Troy's a cellular peptide cake.
I mean, that was the same episode and had nothing to do
Yeah.
with traveling aliens. I
Well,
don't really
no,
know
but it
what
just-
pattern
That's the
you're
same thing.
deducing here.
No,
But
I don't know.
I don't know what you're. I don't know what you're latching onto here, Brandon.
But why did
TNG is weird.
Yeah,
There's weird crap in TNG, and Braga wrote most of them. I don't know what
He's trying
else.
to imply that there's some kind of Cronenbergian body horror going on
Right.
in Star Trek. I
Yeah.
don't know about that.
I don't know.
Chronometric Berg.
Chronomet-
Anyway, so we're gonna watch some TOS now, and I haven't seen this episode in a million years. I'm not gonna have as much to say about this
Yeah.
because I don't know it
Same
real
here.
well.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, so this will be a lot of fun to watch together, guys. So
Yeah.
iMud, once again, Season 2, Episode 8 of the original series, and we are watching on Netflix, so of course we're watching Remastered, and this is how most people can most readily get their hands on it now. So just in case you happen to be watching the original classic episodes, these are going to be a different length, so it's a little bit harder to sync. I never say that, and I should, because I always assume people are watching Remastered, but they may not be. There's a lot of people that prefer to go back to the originals, and I have a lot of respect for that. Of course, it's fun to do that, but this is how we usually watch it. So here we go. Everybody get ready to press play when I say now, and I'm just about to do that. Everybody please press play right now. Oh, look at that guy.
I just don't like that man.
There's something odd about that man.
Yes.
And yet Tuvok walked right by 7 of 9 and didn't notice anything.
Nah, it turned out that wasn't Tuvok.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't him?
No, I'm not sure.
No.
I'm not sure who Brandon saw, but
It wasn't
turned
Tuvok.
out
That
it
was
wasn't
Tupac.
because he was like, "Wait, he's on." Well, no, if you're my stepdad, they're the same guy.
Yeah.
Jeff likes to call Tuvok Tupac.
So why are they just hanging out, walking around?
Yeah, stop standing.
But I mean, like the way they interact with each other, I just don't feel like they hobnob in, back and forth like this.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
See?
You'd think if they had like nothing better to do, the last people on Earth they'd be just palling around with would be each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just going the same way, because we don't have any
Yeah.
sense of why they're walking that way. I've always wanted to light my whole house like TOS lighting.
Yeah.
You're kind of almost
chop.
there right now.
Karate
You
chop.
kind of look like engineering with the lighting.
Judo chop.
Boy, I knew that guy looked surly.
He knows his way around a starship.
But so I don't know if this makes me a bad
Uh-oh.
Trek fan, but I've never seen the
Overload
series in
danger.
its non-remastered form. I don't think it makes you a bad Trek fan, but it's historically an interesting thing to do. I mean, I would recommend doing it.
Yeah.
It's hard to even see, like, I mean, you can watch on the Blu-ray the original effects, but they still use the remastered, the color corrected negative and stuff for the just with the original effects inserted.
That's fair. I mean, I think even the DVDs that I have before they did the remasters, they were digitally remastered.
They were. I don't think they had done as much color correction at that point, but yeah, you're right.
Kirk just
I had
called,
those pod DVD cases.
Kirk just called an intruder alert, but so far the only things he knew was that, you know, auxiliary control was on total override. A new course had been fed into this. Nothing told him there's an intruder.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
And furthermore, even when he finds out what's really happening, it's not an intruder. It's
right. It's one of his own.
A guy
who's been on the ship for 72 hours.
Yeah. That's a
he's
really
gone.
good point.
We lost him. Sorry. Sorry. Oh well.
And
even
even if you called him an intruder to auxiliary control, you don't know that it wasn't the guy sitting there who did that.
That's true. He hasn't had a crew member yet, like 7 of 9, who just on a regular basis, you know, goes against the captain and just starts doing things.
It's called initiative.
Dun,
Right.
dun, dun.
Yeah, Buster said, I misread your comment for a second. I thought you said, I don't know if this makes me a bad Trek fan, but I haven't seen TOS at all. And it would be hard to say that you weren't with that, I guess. But
Never the not remastered though.
At least not the same. At least if you called yourself, you know, like, I don't know, a like expert or something. I don't want to be an elitist though. Some people don't care for the show and only like the newer stuff and are, you know, like know everything there is to know about TNG through Voyager or Enterprise, but don't know TOS. I mean, that's fair, but
TOS is so good though. I think like almost all the Star Trek shows have like merit up to Enterprise.
Absolutely.
Like,
well, and Enterprise has some too.
Yeah.
It's just overall not great.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying like ending on Enterprise.
Yeah.
Like it all works.
So they
they
remastered this little bit here when he lifts up his stomach
with that green uniform.
Oh, I guess he was technically an intruder all along. He's just wearing a uniform. Yeah. I was like, how long has this guy been on the ship?
That's a robot man. He's a robot.
He's doing a pretty good robot.
Yeah.
What did I see the other day where somebody pronounced it
a
robot? Oh, it must have been a Futurama episode.
A robot.
Yeah, that's what it was. Brandon, what is the thing on the screen back there?
I don't know. A good question.
Something crazy, man.
Big scary blob thing.
Some sort of nebula.
Spock keeps forgetting to close his tabs. Those are all the different things he has pulled up.
Yeah.
He just keeps picking really weird.
No, it's like what happened. You remember
screensavers.
like in Windows 95 when you like drag the window sometimes and it would go, woo! There'd be like a million windows.
Teletubby. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
weird.
So what it looked like originally was a bunch of circuits.
Yeah,
Like a bunch of wires. That's what it looked like.
I think they went a little too far in the remaster on
They
that.
might have gone a little too
That
far.
looks
that
like
was weird.
it looks like something out of Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even match the
that's something- yeah, it
technology
looks like
in the
early
show.
2000s, like.
Yeah, it should have had like transistors and stuff in it. Like that was weird.
That's what the original looks like. They should have just left the original. It's not like they remastered any of the other circuitry on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
That was really strange. For a second, it looked like a tape deck. Whoosh.
I think that there was certain aspect of it that made me think that they were going for like a futuristic version of the old like tape DAT systems, like you see in the back of like I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh,
that do the circular things and rotate back
Maybe
and forth.
so.
But like,
Right.
it did just look too futuristic though, and too CG.
But Sim, I tried when I was younger and I couldn't get into it. That may be the folly of youth, though I do enjoy the stories now. I did opt to buy and watch TOS before Enterprise and Voyager. My Trek opinions have changed with age. Well, yeah, of course, sure. And it's hard to have historical perspective with the 60s television
There it
for a
is
lot of
again.
people if you didn't grow up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, you guys.
I
didn't watch full. I don't think I ever watched all the way through TOS until maybe just after I graduated college, and they had them all up on CBS.com, actually.
Oh, wow.
And I was watching them on there, yeah.
Is that before the remasters, or had they
No, that was
finished it?
when the remasters happened.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
I
because
told
you and I probably finished college around the same time, and the remasters were happening when I was probably a sophomore.
Yeah.
He crosses his arms.
Because I was at the mortuary when the remasters were coming out.
Oh, yeah.
I watched them there. That was 06, 07.
Around that, yeah. They'd show them on, like, midnight or something on
You
Saturday.
get that out of a mind meld with a machine.
Yeah, they aired them.
Yeah. On 38th the spot.
Yeah, it's too bad they couldn't have found a way to put that somewhere in primetime, but... Or at least on a weekend. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
They might have aired them twice during the week. I think they might have aired them at like 6 or something also.
Did you see that? Uhura just, like, ran into him. He's standing right there. Like, she couldn't see him.
Uh-oh. He's awake.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
See, Kirk deals with robots more than anybody gives him credit for. Like, I think people forget just how much we do androids in this show.
Yeah.
Right.
Because this is
Androids
after...
and sentient computers.
Because this is after What Are Little Girls Made Of.
Yeah.
Shatner's listening to this robot talk, and he's like, "Oh, so that's what it sounds like when I talk." All the pausing, and it's just there's no emotion behind it.
Exactly. He's emoting, so it's more fun. Like when Shatner's doing it.
Yeah.
Same delivery cadence, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great line. But I always want to just put anything else in there. What is that word? Bacon.
Ooh, that's a green planet. Look at that.
And what is that word? Galorndincore.
Galorndincore.
Oh, here's a classic doorway.
Wow, this
That's that
doorway
crazy
is
doorway.
over
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah.
Wow. This looks like it's out of a 90s Goosebumps episode.
Good call.
It's a Scooby-Doo background. They had the Scooby-Doo artists draw the background, and they recreated it.
They could be in the Batcave.
You
Look
can,
at that
yeah,
light.
Yeah, really.
That's
yeah.
a cool
It also
Anthony
looks
shirt.
like a Batman episode, and obviously the sensibilities are coming from a similar place. But like, you with some of the set decor and stuff, it's that 60s pop art thing. But like, you can't underestimate the complexity of the lighting on those
Yes.
on those walls. Wow.
All about the lighting.
How much of that is
And
paint?
I
And
feel
how
like
much of
the
that is
lighting,
colored
we
lights?
didn't appreciate the lighting as much until they did the remaster. Like, it didn't pop like it does now, you know?
I'm excited because I get to come back, and no one else gets to come back but me.
And I was in the cartoon.
He was in the cartoon.
Yeah.
And Discovery, but we won't talk about
But
that.
we won't talk about that.
Um,
His short trek was one of the better short treks, though.
Yeah, I enjoyed Rainn Wilson. Yeah.
I didn't see that one. Oh. He's the Ozymandias in Watchmen.
Oh,
Okay.
that's some good continuity there. Chekhov
Yes,
wasn't there.
But it's hilarious because then it's Chekhov that Khan remembers, and he
Yeah,
wasn't
I
in that
didn't
episode.
get
That's fantastic. I didn't remember that.
Isn't it?
Stephen Murphy says, "Welcome to Pee Wee Star Trek." It also
But
looks like
maybe-
a set of like a Pee Wee set. That's true.
He wasn't. Maybe he was because that was very early in season 1, so maybe Chekhov just wasn't there yet. Space Seed was later on.
Well, what do you mean, though?
He could have been on the ship in like a lower rank or something.
That's what a
We
lot
just
of
never
people
saw
like to
him.
say, but I've never bought that. Like,
Yeah.
the show never made a big deal out of, like, now he's on the ship, but, like, it's early enough there. It's weird that you never saw him. Like, I have a really hard time with that.
Yeah. It looks like she's got a bar of latinum in that drink.
It does. Especially because if he was there, why did he get promoted to the gunner
Right.
if he was already on the ship? You know what I mean? Well, what was he doing that whole time?
Yeah, he's a navigator later. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing before that.
Oh, I guess he was. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. I guess he was a navigator. But it's like, yeah, but it's like if he was supposed to be flying the ship,
Right.
What was he doing then? Like, it just doesn't, I don't know. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
And he's an ensign, so he obviously went to Starfleet Academy.
Yeah. Tactical.
Busses him. So, did the Federation nuke the heck out of this planet once they decided to ban AI?
Oh, yeah.
That's what when Picard got around to this point, it reminded me of this episode because it's the only other place I know where there's so many like perfect android robot creations, and they're all twins of each other.
So I think they did some what do you call it? I can't think of the term. Where they did the trick photography, where they, you know, double exposure.
Multiplying the...
I think they did some of that here, but I also think they just dressed some actresses that look alike. Because if you look at some of these actresses, they are not the same person.
They're not.
No.
No, what's weird, those two are.
Those two next to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually a more complicated shot than I realized it is.
Yeah.
So many twins.
Look, they're getting into some TNG onesie territory over there.
That is true.
Some unfortunate outfit for a grown man to be wearing.
Yes. It's like, at the very least, have like a codpiece or something. Like,
But wear a cup.
But like you know, you're right. TNG does a lot of that, but like we also do a lot of that through this show, especially like it looks a lot like the ones you get in Let That Be Your Last Battlefield, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the same outfit.
So Mudd's a major
They probably
violator of what
reused
would have
that
been the Prime Directive here. Like he's just spreading other people's technology through underdeveloped worlds across the galaxy.
That's kind of the point.
Yeah, but like
he's not supposed to be doing that.
No, I know, but like I didn't realize I haven't seen this episode before, so I didn't realize just how bad he was.
Right.
I mean, well,
but he's not
now,
in Starfleet.
The Prime Directive is a Starfleet order,
and I understand
so
that.
technically, but I'm pretty sure they probably still frown upon him doing this.
No,
but
they do, of course.
Outside the whole Federation.
But Brandon, it's just weird to phrase it that way with anybody that's not in Starfleet. You can't violate a directive that's not your directive. You said
no,
it's weird to be like Mudd violated the Prime Directive. Mudd's not in Starfleet. He doesn't have a Prime Directive.
That's why I said what would be the Prime Directive, because it doesn't apply to him.
Right.
I feel like you shouldn't be in space if you don't know how to navigate.
Right.
Period.
Effort. He went through so much effort.
Close your shirt. It's disturbing.
Also,
Laddie Buck. Laddie Buck.
I wonder if he has other clothes too.
Yeah.
That's general uniform right now.
Yeah, what's his general uniform? Did he make that? Is that...
I have a Mudd action figure.
Oh, really?
He's wearing velour pants. Look at that. They look like genie pants.
So my dad loves TOS. He hates Mudd. With like a
I don't really care for
passion.
very Mudd either.
Oh my god, that is the most horrifying backdrop ever. And I just don't think I can look at that for any amount of time.
Alright.
Well, I mean, if you want to leave it up, that's fine. I'm just not going to look at you because
You don't like Gowron?
Well, Gowron's eyes are already creepy enough to have to look at 9 of them.
9 Gowron's eyes.
Yeah, you didn't see it? He had all these Gowron eyes.
Come with me, Wolf. Lord, you eat your goddamn. She's gonna trip on that chain. Look at that. It's like going around her leg.
Yeah. So it's such they're just draping stuff off like on her at that point in the costume design. I have these beads I wanted to incorporate for a couple weeks. But they don't work. Just do it.
Bill Pipes was like, okay, Gene, I'm thinking beads this week. What do you think?
She's moving.
She's horrifying. I get nightmares when I watch this episode.
Hardcore Fenton Mud.
HB Haga, which is better, Harry Mudd or Cyrano Jones? I'm gonna go with Cyrano Jones.
No, less annoying than Harry Mudd. Yeah, it's weird.
He's got issues.
You just have a picture, you don't have to make an android.
Yeah, that's the future, though.
I hate my wife so much. I gotta have her around so I can be happy that she's not around.
Yeah.
I always win the arguments. What a fun life.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a very fun place. It's underground. I would get very sick of this very fast.
Yeah, Mudd would be fine during the pandemic. He'd have no problem with that. He'd be like, I'll just stay in my catacombs.
Social distancing. I'm the captain, Lord of social distancing.
Sim, this episode is very pantomime, and yet it is the Trek humor that works. Our main characters being the straight men in an absurd situation, and in this case, rolling with it. I guess it's a taste issue. I've just never found this stuff very amusing. Like, it's not bad. It just, I don't know. I think they think this is funnier than I do.
The ending is weird when they're doing all that weird stuff to make the androids go crazy.
Oh,
that's
that's
weird.
right.
Yeah. It's so basic.
It's fun. I think there's funnier episodes, like a piece to the action.
Well, it's funny because when people go back and talk about like the comedy episodes of TOS, these never come up.
Right.
You ever notice that? Like, it's always a piece of the action of Trouble Tribbles. Nobody ever brings up the Mudd episodes, and like they are kind of straight up comedy episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
That tells me that more people find those episodes funnier than they find these.
It's one of the reasons why I liked this growing up as a kid. It was just a weird, goofy episode, and like Mudd specifically is just like such a, he's almost like a Batman villain.
It's not as weird as the.
He's totally a Batman
Oh
villain.
God. What is the episode with the little guy and the Greek gods and the interracial kiss?
Yeah.
What is that called? That reminds me of this.
Yeah.
But I think that's worse than this.
Do you really?
I don't know. I remember it not being a very good episode.
I don't know about that. Was that Plato's Stepchildren?
Still play the stepchildren, right? But I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched it. That's a season 3 episode where they had no money.
That's a mighty big conclusion there, Spock.
And now we're in a holodeck.
Yeah, what are those
I'm
things?
gonna stay here.
Very interesting.
Voyager's holodeck.
It's a holodeck the entire time, Cap.
Mr. Roboto Mudd was not in DS9. That did not happen.
No. Cyrano Jones was.
Yep.
And Arn Darvin.
Arn Darvin.
And
Why gray onesies?
these are very disturbing.
I didn't
Cannot.
I didn't realize 30 Klingons constituted a
Right.
swarm.
It's known as a murder, like crows. Vulcans is known as a murder of Vulcans.
Do you think Spock could mind meld with these robots? Because I do.
A self-renewing plastic.
Because he mind melds with all kinds of stuff that's weird that he can mind meld with it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Especially when you get to TAS, where he can just put his arms out and mind meld with energy beings. Remember that?
This is disturbing. Everything he's doing here is gross.
Inside me?
This is like Quark in his holosuites. And the unspoken, or kind of spoken, what goes on in there.
Yes. Don't be so surprised, Uhura. Everything in TOS is like hundreds of thousands of years.
Hundreds of thousands of centuries. They always say centuries.
Yeah, it's that Star Wars prequel problem where they can't decide if it's centuries or years very often. Buster Sim Spot might have melded with Nomad. Yeah, exactly. But I do not think these androids could mind meld with him. I don't know. I think if the script wanted it to.
He tried to mind meld with V'ger. Didn't he mind meld with V'ger?
He did. He did mind meld with V'ger.
And he almost died.
Yep. He's been able to mind meld with all kinds of machines. I don't know what the criteria are. I don't know how intelligent you have to be before that works, or what circuitry you have to be using, or anything.
I should have known. I should have known. V'ger. V'ger's a child.
Say welcome to Mud. Did you name the place Mud?
Hey, you bogus frat. What is a bogus frat?
I don't know. Everything Scotty says goes over my head because I'm not from Scotland.
Is a bogus frat a fake fraternity? It's a bogus frat.
It's a bogus frat. They just slapped some Greek letters on a building and called it a fraternity.
That's a bogus frat right there. Shut that down. Skinner.
I like that Kirk's actually choking him right now.
He's choking that guy. Also, that guy's a lot bigger than William Shatner, too.
Yeah, I'm not even buying that he's able to do that, but I love it.
Yeah.
He's this show's penguin.
So Kirk has shown himself to be, vested here, and like that's bad for a starship captain. I feel like
you're right. He is like Adam. He is like a Batman villain, but I wouldn't put him in the Penguin category. He's a lot more like a Mad Hatter or like a what's his name? I'll think of it.
So he seems to be pulling a scheme. Like there's some sort of scheme he's got going on.
Exactly. Especially like body type and stuff. Or Tut. He's like King Tut.
I want to watch Batman.
Oh yeah.
I never get to watch it. Why is it not streaming anywhere?
Well, you can borrow my disc. I've got it. Are you beyond disc now? You just don't put things in your player.
No, I have disc. I still use disc. I have to use disc more now because all this fragmentation of streaming. I'm not gonna pay for Peacock.
he just described.
I'm not gonna watch commercials either. No.
Yeah, that sucks.
That it's supposed to be. He just described the utopia.
That was a weird cut. That was a very strange cut. Did you see that? Yeah. It was over here, and then it just slightly moved to center.
It was like TV news. That's what it was like. And now,
yeah,
they like.
They were coming back to commercial.
Why do they have that drink in an I Dream of Jeannie bottle?
Yes, master.
Let's have a week of. Hey, Adam, let's have a week of I Dream of Jeannie Club. That'd be fun.
And we could do Bewitched also.
I don't like Bewitched as much.
Who's your favorite Darren?
The first Darren.
I mean, yeah, but he's not there for too long.
He was there for most of the show.
Was he the first Darren?
Yeah, in the black and white and color.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
Nick Sargent didn't come
I was about to say
near the end.
Yeah, Buster Sim, he was in Batman 66, and somebody mentioned that earlier, and I just don't remember what he played in it. Yeah,
that looked very dangerous. That was a very dangerous machine.
Did they redress that for the thing in TNG? Is that the same thing?
No.
I don't think anything survived.
They didn't
TNG.
keep anything from
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, that's true.
The idea, though.
There were some costumes, and that was
Enterprise
about it.
at some point.
There weren't props, certainly.
This prop appears again on this show, but I can't remember exactly where.
I like to literally just have it out on a table. It's just on a table and in the middle of the room. And they kind of build up the set around it a little bit.
Okay, but couldn't Mud just reprogram them at any time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out like staring at the ladies.
No, it's not. You're underground, Uhura. Immortality.
Well, your crew's
big
starting to
deal.
look really superficial right now,
Yeah.
Kirk.
That's why he's mad.
Straighten up.
Wow, you guys need to be more ambitious. Think a little larger. It's filled with everything you ever wanted, like fake rocks and
And
various
benches.
color
We got a lot
palettes
of
on the
benches
walls.
around here.
Hard benches with no
It's hot.
padding.
Yeah.
It's paradise!
Paradise. It's paradise. Landry.
Immortality.
Dan, what was the last time you watched any TOS?
My sister and I watched Balance of Terror a few months back. That was the last time I watched it. She had never seen it.
Balance of Terror is one of the great episodes. Did you catch that theme in Bits of Picard? Where
Of Balance of Terror.
yeah, the Balance of Terror theme. It's pretty cool. I mean,
using the music.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
no.
they used that when they established the board cube, and I kind of geeked out a little bit. And then it's in some other places too. I mean, the show sucks, but they did some cool stuff like that.
No, there's plenty of production things. I mean,
Yeah.
the show's good to look at, and the music's not like bad at all. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, but that's often the positive thing you can go to with stuff you hate. Well, I liked the music, fine.
Produced well. It's just I don't like the ideas.
Yeah. Or the dialogue.
I felt like Picard looked cheap compared to Discovery. I don't know.
There's some cool production stuff in it.
Yeah.
I don't watch too. Like I didn't get too far into Discovery.
I think it looked cheaper as it went along, Adam. Like,
Yeah. When they were in the, it looked like they filmed Starfleet headquarters at a mall.
Well, and once they got to Sung's planet, didn't it look like an Enterprise episode? Like,
Yeah. Looks like some compound out in LA.
Yeah. It's-
also, if Sung made androids in order to feel like he had immortality, like you were for kids, it's insane that he would have kids. Like, I still hate
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's
they-
the dumbest. Well, no, it's not. It's not even in the top 50 dumbest choices in that show. But it's dumb. I don't like it. Okay, maybe
That
50.
was one of the things I was getting into the shouting match with my sister about Picard. That was one of my points.
Was it?
It's just like I don't know. It's just really it's heavily implied that that's why he makes Data and lore.
But yeah, he has a kid. Why? What's the point?
Yeah. But just to have Brent Spiner on the show.
All right.
But the biggest one
Here's
is
this kid we never talked about.
But the
Ever.
biggest one is android mind melding. I don't mean Vulcans mind melding with androids. I mean an android that's not a Vulcan that just learns to mind meld reading a book.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Anyway.
There he just said it himself. What?
Why not? Well, because it's stupid. Oh, you're not talking.
Yeah,
I thought I was arguing with Harry Mott about Picard. Sorry.
What are you saying?
Even for a human being.
Kept going to moderately sized in Southern California.
I remember like nothing from this episode. This is one I never go back to.
Yeah.
And I've never
This
seen
is
the
one that was
remaster.
on enough for me to see it a couple times on TV.
Yeah.
As an indication as a kid.
Yeah.
All that chest hair.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, Mud's the last person that should think that he can control robots.
That was weird.
Nah, it's just Mud. Like don't throw the whole race into that basket. It's just Mud.
I think I want to use that sound effect for something.
Wouldn't it have been funny if Picard had used that advanced android race that they were communicating? It was this group of robots that had gone off into deep space by themselves to search out their own
I don't think that
thing.
could happen at the end of this episode, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. control.
See, this is what always happens with the robots. Like, even Mud ends up with a robot race that becomes self-aware and like, decides to outdo their gods and thinks that they've outgrown us and they're better than us.
They're so revolted by him, they have to revolt.
Yeah. Like, even Mud creates Judgment Day.
Why didn't I think of that?
Thinking machine. I don't think you should try to control robots when you call people thinking machines.
Thinking machines, supercomputers.
There's a really great Team
Using
Muji song called Thinking
sophisticated
Machine.
techniques.
Sophisticated.
Dino.
Dinosaur.
No, no.
Maisie.
Maisie's. That's that girl from Jurassic House. She wasn't a robot, though. She was just a clone of her own mother.
Oh my god. That was weird.
I love that movie so much. It's terrible. It's one of the worst things ever, and I love it.
Was that James Cromwell in that
Yes.
movie?
Phoning in the worst British accent ever and going in and out of it constantly.
Yeah.
He's great. He played it like a man from Britain got so old he forgot how to do his own accent.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make sense, Dan.
I know.
Insane.
That's actually a great line after the performance Shatner just gave. He's like, you sing and dance better than anyone I've ever seen.
Here's to the finest crew. Oh, no.
So that means that if he listened to the William Shatner spoken word records, he would consider it singing.
Yeah.
But
You know what
so
the
Sam-
best?
yeah,
You need to watch. Everybody talks about William Shatner singing Rocket Man.
Rock.
You need to watch William Shatner sing Taxi by Harry Chapin. Google it on the Dinah Shore show back in the 70s.
Oh, I've never heard that one.
It is insane. He's like, I've got something inside me. They can drive a princess blind. Oh, man, inside me. I'm illuminating my mind.
That's amazing. Okay, but if we were in 60s Batman right now, they wouldn't need to inject him with anything. They could just give him some bat sleep.
Bat
Just go,
sleep.
and then this would happen. It'd be exactly like this, but with gas. Whiff of your bat gas. Oh, now we're in the bat cave. You must have used your bat wake. I'd love to stream some 60s Batman, but you're right. There's no way for people to watch it. They don't have the discs.
Why isn't it not on HBO Max?
It really
I don't
should be.
understand that.
I hope they do that at some point. I think it would be a boon to their service. And there's a lot of there's some people that would subscribe at least for a couple months just to
Well,
watch that.
I just feel like they give a crap because they haven't put it on Roku yet, so...
And it was a really popular release. Like, it sold really well.
Yeah.
You can tell because of how many releases they did. Because after they sold the initial 3-season box set on DVD and Blu-ray, they put out the single season sets. And I think there's even some that are broken up into like half seasons. There's like several releases for that show.
Wow.
There's like 3 or 4 different boxes. They don't all look the same. So they must have done well.
He's like, oh,
I think we should be questioning whether she should get to keep her commission after this.
That's what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
really.
It's all a ruse.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't like commenting on episodes I don't remember. Because then it's like, oh, look, they got you, Cap, hook, line, and sinker. Stop trying to analyze the...
They're putting on a show.
They're pretending this whole thing.
Oh.
He sounded like Colonel Clink there for a second. Oh, hurrah! Hogan!
Oh.
This is the weirdest part.
In the words of Admiral Jirach, they're making all this up for Mud's benefit. For my benefit.
No base, Mud.
No base.
No Bonnie, Mud. No base. Oh my God. What happened? What?
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed for this now.
Whoa, and they got handheld too.
Yeah, I
Oh
forgot
my
how
God.
weird that choice was. It gets kind of trippy. Oh my God.
Whoa. Their captivity. This one Spock says, "I love you, and I hate you."
Maybe.
Uh-oh.
Go late to the party.
They can't compute the lack of logic. All they needed to do was show them an episode of Discovery. And then those would have been blinking really fast. Steve Murphy is the 60s sleeping through. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Although we get some crazy stuff like this later. I mean, we talk all the time about that DS9 episode, Move Along Home. There's a little bit of this kind of thing there. And I'm also getting flashbacks a little bit to the one with the clown in Voyager.
Oh yeah,
The
the
Thaw.
beer one.
The Thaw.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I watched that one
Baby
pretty recently.
Harry.
It's a great
Baby Harry.
Baby Harry!
Baby Harry.
It's
Oh
messed up.
gosh, Michael McKean's so good in that.
He's so good in that.
It's a CD rack.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was I watched that the
Sharper
same
image.
day we watched The Balance of Terror.
Oh,
My
weird.
sister.
What a
We watched
quinky
one
dink.
episode. We watched an episode from TOS, TNG, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and Enterprise.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun marathon. If we ever do a
Yeah,
marathon
pretty cool.
in club here, we should do that. That'd be a good way. That'd be a
Yeah.
good way to go. Yeah,
Pick some good episodes.
and it'd be a good way to get some things off the list.
Why do you think that would work, Spock? He's a robot.
Well, now I want him to mind meld her.
Oh yeah. And I hate you.
The way you said that.
I like that. That's exactly why I hate you.
I forgot about this. This is pretty funny. Yeah, this bit is pretty great, actually.
He's freezing them.
Oh.
Of course, Spock's the best at doing this.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Do you think it would have been going too far to, if it was kind of difficult to get Spock to even go with this premise? You know, because he's so
Yeah.
logical. Or would we? Does it make more sense if it's like the logical thing to do in this situation is to hit them with lack of logic, so he gets it fine.
Yeah.
I think that's more what it
Yeah.
is.
Because he understands what logic, like he understands illogical thinking. So
it's logical to freeze a computer with a paradox, basically.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean that makes sense from a computing standpoint. He would understand that for sure.
His is the best, though. I love you, I hate you, because you look exactly the same as this other one. That's the best. Steve Murphy, 24-hour Star Trek Club. I don't think I could get these guys to go for 24 hours, but I wouldn't mind a 24-hour Star Trek.
24 hours. Oh
how
my
long
God.
are all the movies in a row?
I don't want to do it with movies. I've done my bit on all those, man.
Yeah, we did all those.
Well, the three of us have.
Beyond. We haven't done Beyond yet.
Beyond is on the wheel. That's the one we haven't done.
Come on.
Come on.
I'm waiting for it.
Let's go. I mean, we could just, we have the freedom to just watch what we want to. We could pick we could just do
Captain's
it.
prerogative, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Did you guys practice that? Like, when did you have time to practice that?
I didn't rehearse that. Oh, and that little bit.
Forgot about
So
that.
do that from now on.
That shows up in a lot of like silly compilations and stuff.
That's bizarre. I don't even believe Spock would even be able to come up with something that's crazy. as
Yeah,
that.
that's where it's going a little too far.
Way to ham it up, Scotty.
Oh my gosh.
I like the kind of half circle of shadows going around the room and the lighting.
So goofy.
And now the caster TOS does black box theater.
At least
Pretty good.
shadow box theater.
Yeah.
What's happening?
You know Bones wrote all this. This is the script that Bones wrote.
Yeah, if you buy that they had time somewhere to practice all this, it might be that all of Spock's lines were written for him.
Yes, say this, Spock.
And so we don't
Just
have to
do
buy
it.
that he made up any of that.
I do
Yeah.
not understand, Captain.
It,
Just say it, Spock.
I think it was co-written by McCoy and Kirk together.
Yes, they were.
Adam, I think you and I and Brandon should memorize some of this and perform it.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
Uh-oh.
This is still going on.
This is, still going on. This is like 10 minutes long.
How did it not break them all already?
They still have 6 minutes of this episode left.
Like, would you not have bought it if they had all exploded already?
They really padded this out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I forgot Mud was actually part of this whole thing.
Yeah. He's been kind of standing around going, oh, good.
Uh-oh. Well,
So is the idea that he wasn't really, like, in on it in the first place, and once he understands what's going on, they bring him in on it? Is that...
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was there when they were talking about the plan.
Oh, okay.
He was asleep.
I was
wasn't he?
talking, I don't know.
Well, golf in Star Trek.
Golf still exists.
They still got golf.
Still got golf. No baseball.
I like the idea that by the 24th century, they still have putt-putt, but nothing else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at the mini golf. Hit it between the Vulcan's legs.
Or you gotta, like, get it in the Doomsday Machine.
Yes, get in the Doomsday Machine. Into the wormhole. Into the Bajoran wormhole.
That guy looks like the little guy from Doom. The little, the character.
What character?
When you're playing Doom. The main character, the guy who's like, in
Oh,
the original
from Doom. I thought you said
Yeah.
Doom.
We thought you said
Oh, yeah, no, Doom.
Oh, he's
He's
smoking.
smoking from his
Looks like the
head.
character.
Boy, I wonder how they did that.
Yeah.
They put dry ice on his head.
He
suffered,
kind of
a
freezer
couple-
burned
He suffered for his
scalp.
heart. He
Yeah.
has no scalp now.
Yeah, we actually killed this guy, but
They
he thought
killed
it was
this
worth it.
man.
He's
It's one of
happier
the-
now,
it's
but
one
he's
of the
dead.
Star Trek cover-ups.
There was a SAG, strongly worded letter.
And so then they all had to
Billy
say
Atkins was right.
no humans were harmed in the making of this show.
Well, he's more unhappy, but he's alive. Boy, I'm gonna start using that. Well, he's happier, but he's dead. I love that. That's my big
Yeah,
takeaway from this
he's
episode.
happy that he's dead.
That line is amazing.
He's happier that he's dead.
He's happier, but he's dead. He got happy to death. I'm sure this has always been my experience with this episode that I barely remember, but like it turns me around by the end. The first half of this is kind of saggy. And yeah, they padded that out at the end, but it was entertaining.
Yeah, true.
I never stopped enjoying it. Especially when Mud becomes a... Oh, and that's like a baseball thing.
Yeah.
They had baseball and golf in that same scene.
Yeah, he was in a catcher's stance.
Oh.
Human failure.
That's
Human
awesome.
Failure, Mud.
You know who he should have played if he'd been, the right age at the time? He should have played, like, if we'd done, like, a Sonic movie in, like, the 90s, he should have played Robotnik.
Yeah.
I feel like Kirk might be exceeding his authority by condemning someone to live out their life on androids here.
I'm amazed we never got Star Trek, 7, The Wrath of Mud.
Wrath of Mud.
There was talk about making him the villain for Darkness. They had, like, a list, before it was called Darkness, they had a list of, like, 5 villains from the show that they were considering.
Yeah. I think there's a spin-off comic for Into Darkness that included Harry Mudd.
Well, it's weird.
One little reference in the movie, the dialogue about
It's
it.
weirder than that, Dan. It was a lead-in comic where they did, Countdown like they did with 09. It was Countdown to Darkness, and
Yeah,
Mud in that is a female Bajoran.
Weird.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Weird.
I read it, I just forget it.
Yeah, because it was unmemorable and not very good.
All the Stellas. We're gonna torture this man.
We
Hilarious.
used that shot of them all standing there for a lot of promotional stuff all the time.
Yeah. He's got everybody there.
Yep.
That's not very common that everyone gets.
No,
to
we
go
use
down
this a
to
lot. Not with her.
planet, right?
This is torture.
This is crazy.
At least leave him a phaser.
Yeah.
Isn't this in a way the same thing as the end of Trouble with Tribbles?
Oh, a little.
Because he's going to be there with that many of these. I mean, he doesn't have to. It's not like you have 18 years to clean them up or anything. That looks awesome.
Yeah,
That's
great shot.
freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Sulfur Planet.
Gene Coon.
Stephen Murphy, Roger Carmel died in 1986. That's why I hesitated. I wasn't sure how long he lived. One of his last roles was voicing Cyclonus in the 80s Transformers movie. I didn't even realize that. And I love that movie. And then he did the voice for the show until his death. Oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Dang.
Because 86 is when that movie came out.
Yes. The final role of Orson Welles.
Right.
Oh man, for real?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that movie's awesome. And I got to see it in the theater a couple years ago.
Cool.
All right, folks. Well, as always, we're going to go ahead and rate the episodes. So, Dan, we do this on the rewind scale. It's 0 to 4. 0 is why did I bother, and 4 is let's turn it on right all over again. So, let's anything in the middle. You can do point you can do point values in between. 3 and 4, 3.5, whatever you want to do. And let's start this time with Brandon Grimm.
All right, Captain Logan.
And everybody watching right now, feel free to put in your own ratings, and we will read them on air. Go ahead, Brandon.
The first episode that we watched, Relativity, I do enjoy that, and it's it's a Voyager episode I've seen one of the least amount of times of Voyager episodes, and I've only seen it I think I'd only seen it maybe twice beforehand. So I'm gonna give that one a. Honestly, I really like it. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. And as far as I'm Mud goes, I'd seen bits and pieces of this before, but nowhere near half of it. And so it was interesting. I'm gonna give it a solid 3. I liked it, but there's better stuff in TOS. So.
Sure.
Yeah. Relativity is an episode that I like, and as a premise more than I like the execution. For some reason, I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me. The episode. So I think I'll give it about a 2.5. And as far as I'm Mud, I like it better than the first Mud's Women. That's a weird episode with the whole wiving settlers thing. It's very odd. I guess I'll give it a 2. Cool. The ending is bizarre, but it's kind of memorable.
That's what turns it around for me. I think it would have gotten a lower score if it wasn't for the pantomime.
Yeah, I think so too. But there's not much happens in it.
Once you get to charades in Star Trek, it's great. Dan, what do you think?
Space charades.
I'd say for Relativity, I think it's a good solid episode of Voyager. It's kind of during the stronger era of Voyager doing whatever the heck they were going to do at that point. It has some good callbacks for the series. I'd say a 3 out of 4 for that one. That's definitely a really solid one. Gosh, it's tough for me to be objective about the Mud one, because that's probably one of the episodes I've seen the most out of that entire series. For some reason, it just played all the time.
Yeah,
on,
that's surprising.
Syndication.
I never hear anybody talk about that one anymore.
Yeah, well, it also might have been what I could catch, but maybe they played episodes around the same time. Either way, yeah, it's tough for me not to say also 3, but probably 2.5. I think there could have been a little bit more action. It's kind of a little bit more of a bottle episode all the way around, using that cave set,
crazy
Batman cave set. It was so weird. So yeah, I'd probably say, I don't know, I'm hovering between 2.5 and 3.
How did that not have an atomic pile in the background somewhere?
Yeah, 2.5. I think I landed 2.5.
Respective to their series, for me, they're both 2.5s.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm sitting. Let's see what everybody says in the comments here. Tom, 3 and 2. Busted Sim, Relativity 3.7. Wow. And Mud 3.4. But he says that's also a low-key favorite of his. Stephen Murphy, Relativity is a 3, and iMud is a 2. Jason gives Relativity a 3.5. He loves stuff like that. And he gives I Harcourt a 2.5.
I Harcourt.
Matthew Base, Relativity is a 3, iMud is a 2.5, and JDF, Relativity is a 3, and iMud is also a 3. I almost went for 3s, but I don't think they're quite that high for me, and it's, I don't know, 3 ended up being the baseline so often for us in Star Trek Club, where like 3 was kind of the new 2. It's like, if it's an average episode, it's a 3. Nah, average is 2. That's why it's split right in the middle. So I kind of, after a while, I started being a little bit more critical in my ratings, I think.
It was a weighted score.
Precisely. Busted Sim, iMud is higher ranked for me because it stands out from the rest of the series, but not in an obtrusive way. Okay, I mean, yeah, there's nothing else that has precisely that tone.
Yeah.
But you're right, Adam, when you say that, what was that episode we were talking about that I finally came up with the episode title of, with the interracial kiss and all that, because that has Plato's Stepchildren has some of this kind of weirdness, but it's trying to play creepier. It's trying to be more unsettling.
Right.
And this is like straight up playful.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the difference in tones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back again in a couple of weeks. This coming Monday, we're going to actually have to deck out for Star Trek Club. I'm not going to have any live programming next week because my wife will be out of town and I'll be focusing on my kids. So we'll come back the week after that. So week of Halloween, no Star Trek Club. Immediately the week after Halloween, Star Trek Club should be back. So look forward to that, and we'll spin the wheel and watch more random episodes of Star Trek. This was our 19th show, I think, so we have already knocked out quite a few things.
I'm just going to beam myself into the future so that I don't have to wait 2 weeks for Star
I'm
Trek
sorry,
Club.
Brandon. Brandon gets really sad when we have to wait 2 weeks for Star Trek Club.
We just did wait 2 weeks for Star Trek Club, and I was sad, but for other reasons.
I'm sorry, Brandon.
That was part of it.
I'm sorry, Brandon.
I know you hate me.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, but
you don't like me anymore.
Yes, but that has nothing to do with why we've been waiting for Star Trek Club.
Oh, I thought it had everything.
Oh, well. Hey, Dan, come back again sometime, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I should also, a couple quick plugs real quick. Dan and I actually will be back with Batmosphere in a couple weeks because we haven't done one of those in a while. So look forward to that. We're going to review what a lot of people think is the worst Batman comic of all time. So look forward to that. We're gonna review Miller's All Star. And don't ask me why we're stabbing ourselves in the jugular doing that. But that is what we chose for the Robin show. I've meant to review it for years, never gotten around to it. So Dan, you haven't done it yet, have you?
No.
Okay.
But I'm along for this ride with you.
So Dan still has no idea what that's like. So
Yeah.
that'll be interesting. Tomorrow night, speaking of things I don't like very much, we're going to do the Marvel Mania on Thor Ragnarok. And whether you love or hate that, I'm sure it'll be a good time. So pop in and watch that with me and DJ. If you're so inclined, we're doing Marvel Mania every 2 weeks right now. And that's on every other Tuesday. So this will be our, 4th or 5th already? Time is really flying. 4th or 5th out of 13 of recent Marvel movies that had not come out yet when Eric and I did the first batch of those. So anyway, lots of other cool stuff coming your way. Look forward to it. And I keep teasing. We've got a really cool special project that's about to start that I'm not revealing what it is yet. That'll be at the end of the month. And we're just a couple weeks away from that. So if you're wondering why I've been posting less often, it's because I'm working on a thing that I'm not telling you about. And in the meantime, we'll see you again real soon. I was Captain Logan. There's Brandon Grimm.
You know, I appreciate being in the know on things like that. It's fun to be local.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Anyway, that was Brandon. That's Adam. Thanks for being here, Adam. And that's Dan, who can't decide if he's in a holodeck or the Matrix.
Bye, everybody.
Wonderful.